learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call, and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare, or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-822-1490. 800-822-1490. 800-822-1490.
This is trial attorney Jeff Kaufman for the law offices of Kaufman & Lind. When I first graduated law school over 25 years ago, I had so many ideas of what practicing law would look like. Well, after 25 years, I learned the most important thing I can do is care. There are many nights that I spend thinking about what I can do, how I can make a case better, how I can protect my client. If that works for you and you are in an accident, contact me at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. Offices, Orlando.
Older adults can take steps to stay safe from injury and remain independent longer. Be active and join activities like Tai Chi that help you stay strong and keep your balance. Learn more at cdc.gov/stillgoingstrong.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Hi, this is Earl Ron. New South Window lives Florida weather, and that's why our windows and doors are designed to take on severe hurricanes and the most intense heat. They're built and installed by us, meaning better value and a lifetime guarantee for you. Give your family security that lasts a lifetime. Get New South proud.
For a limited time only, save 35% on New South Windows products and installation.
Orlando Magic Pod Squad is the Orlando Magic's flagship podcast, featuring interviews with Magic players, coaches, executives, and legends. Join me, Dante Marcatelli, along with the rotating cast of Magic personalities every Thursday during the season as we conduct deep dive interviews with Magic A-listers. This podcast is a must-listen for any Orlando Magic fan. Join the squad with the Orlando Magic Pod Squad on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers.
You are now listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
That's right, guys. Here we go on a Thursday edition of the Jim Colbert Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate that, as we do every single day, and we do have a good program for you today. We'll get you caught up on what's happening on the world. Deb will do that at 3:20 with Woke News. 4 o'clock hour, it's Date Night Done Right with our friend Danny Meyering from Orlando Date Night Guide. We'll also do a case from Glenn for Colbert Court for Clausman Law. 5 o'clock hour, it's trivia. Christopher Cross tickets for a show at Plaza Live in August up for grabs. What ended up with, you heard it here first. Your calls, texts, and talkbacks all day long. Welcome to the program. I am Jim. To my left, my lovely and very dangerous co-host, Ms. Deb Roberts.
Hello there.
Straight ahead, producer Jack Bradshaw.
Good afternoon.
All right, 407-916-1041. That's how you call us. Text us easily at 77031. You can find us on social easy as well. That's Facebook and Instagram at The Jim Colbert Show. On Twitter, just at Jim Colbert Show. And, of course, all day, every day at JimColbertLive.com. That's where you can check us out on YouTube. Click right through to our channel. Give us a like and subscribe and watch what we do, which is the riveting sit and talk.
Yeah.
Occasionally.
That's 2/3 of us.
Occasionally, Deborah will juggle. Other than that, it's pretty much
33% of the show is standing
us
right now.
talking about cool stuff. Yeah. Why are you standing up? What are you doing?
Because you sit and talk.
Yeah,
I like
you're
to
right.
stand and
You're
talk.
a liar. It's the first time I've ever seen you do that.
Well, it's a compelling view for our YouTubers looking at Jack's chest.
Exactly.
Get my dad bod.
God almighty, dude. What are you doing? You smuggling brisket over there? All right, 407-916-1041. Little hair flash there.
Showed us the Devil's Trail.
Yeah. Time for some sun, bro.
You know, got to get those YouTube numbers up.
Time for some
All
sun.
right. I'll juggle during the break.
So I was talking to you guys before the show today, and normally I'm behind on stuff. Would you guys agree?
Not really.
Well, life experiences
I'd say
sometimes.
that would be par for the course. It definitely wouldn't be under par for the course.
I find that sometimes I'm behind a little bit on some of these normal things that people do that for some reason I just didn't catch on to. And this morning, as I prepared to get myself clean and ready to come to work, I did something I've never, ever, well, I said never done before, but as I kind of reflected, I remember as a kid, I had the ability to do this before as well. But man, you're talking 45 years ago that I would have done this for the very first time.
Comb your hair.
No, shut up. And I did it this morning, and I don't even really know why or what compelled me. I just thought, you know what? Let's try this morning.
A push-up.
No.
You brought your own lunch to work.
No. The company bought me lunch today.
Oh, okay.
No, they didn't. I confirmed.
Oh, yes, they did. Well,
Yeah, he personally bought it.
Why is he doing that?
Because it's a hassle when you spend money with the company.
Well, that sucks.
You need receipts, buddy.
He knew better than tell me that. God almighty, that sucks. Well, I'm glad you did tell me that.
Aha!
No.
So what'd you do today for the first time in 40 years?
Yeah. And it was during the getting ready period of my day.
Flossed.
No, I do all the Jack. I take good care of my body.
Hairs.
I do that as well. No,
you burned off your ear hair.
No, I have to do that too. Jack is killing it today.
What about that skin tag?
No, I didn't take care of the skin tag today. It needs to be lassoed up, though. I got to tell you.
Blackhead?
No.
Applied makeup?
No. God.
Curled your eyelashes?
All of these are valid, except for the makeup one.
Well,
shave your legs
to cover that spot.
I did not shave my legs.
You manscaped.
I didn't manscape, but that's a great guess because I'm not much of a manscaper.
Well, you wouldn't have been manscaping in 6th grade either, I'm hoping.
You're right. It's a good point there.
11.
But I don't really do the manscaping. I like the all natural.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Those pheromones have to have something to cling to.
One time I have carved my own initials into my pubes, though.
Who hasn't?
Yeah. Exactly. I did that once.
Jack is really happy
yeah,
he's in his own separate room.
I got to tell you, it's hard to do upside down in the mirror.
That's talent, my friend.
Are you ready?
Just ask Morton Downey Jr.
You were ready?
Yeah.
What'd you do for the first time in 45 years?
It's not really exciting, but it really is just to show you how far. I listened to music while I was in the shower today.
Son of a bitch.
For the very first time, and I will tell you the first time.
Did you bust a move?
Do you remember? Hold on. Do you remember back in the day when those there were like water radios?
Oh,
they were
yeah.
the very first ones that came out.
Shower radios.
Shower radios,
Yeah.
right? And you would hang it over the faucet or the shower
Had
head.
a hook. Yeah.
And it had a little dial-in thing, and it was waterproof, and you could listen to tunes in the shower, right? I remember my uncle had one because he used to love 50s music, and he listened to 50s music while in the shower. I probably used it 2 or 3 times my entire life back when I was like maybe 8, 9, 10.
Right. Listening to some AC/DC in the shower.
Surely, whatever the radio had to offer in those days. But today, for some reason, I got into the shower and I listened to music. Do you guys do that? Do you listen to music? Or what is your shower thing? Do you do anything dirty or you just get in and out?
I like to be naked.
No.
Yeah, okay, thanks, Jack. I appreciate that.
Especially in the shower.
Yeah. But do you listen
every
to music?
Day, almost every day.
Almost,
well, no.
or
I listen to
podcasts or
audio.
Audio, yeah.
Yeah, it's either the station live.
Okay.
Which at my shower time would be the News Junkie.
Right.
Or I'll listen to music, which will usually be hits of the 1940s.
Hey, take that,
Right,
C-Lane,
that.
Sabrina.
Hits of the 40s. Jack likes its music to
Sean
sound like it's coming
Watson,
through
yeah.
an oatmeal box.
He's soaping up to you guys. Rub-a-dub-dub. Ooh, I love that News Junkie segment right there. Get that soap in there.
How about you?
Yeah.
What do you listen to? What do you do? Oh, and by the way, no dancing. However, it was a compilation of disco.
And you didn't dance.
And I did not dance, but I did. I will tell you what it did for me.
Not a little shimmy?
Are you guys long shower people or short shower people?
Relatively short.
Relatively short. My wife is an extremely short shower take. My wife showers in a minute and a half.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, she is, I'm serious.
How does she wash anything?
Serious as a heart attack. She's in and out of there in no time, right? She doesn't like long showers. I am a giant fan of long hot showers. All right. Although I know sometimes they get a little bit extended.
Yeah.
I found that playing the music this morning is like, I've been in here for 3 Bee Gees tunes. I got to get the hell out of Dodge.
Mm-hmm. That is a lot.
How about you? Music?
Oh, yeah. Music and dancing.
Really?
Yeah.
That's dangerous. You gotta be careful with the dancing.
So I know.
But with the shower rate, I used to have one too, and that broke. But now I have a smart speaker, and I'll just, that way you can even change the station from the shower.
Yeah. So that's exactly what's going to happen. We have a bunch of these things around the house. As you collect them for whatever, you get them as gifts or whatever. I think we have like 5 of them, and I'm going to put one in the shower in the bathroom because now I was like, that was cool. I really enjoyed doing that. I wouldn't listen to audio, just music. I love it. See how progressive I am.
Listening to music in the shower.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you. People are taking.
That's a big step forward, Jim. It's a big step
People
forward.
are guessing everything from smoking weed to. I'm like, yeah, that's what I like to do in the shower. Wash my hair, fire up a J.
Listening to 45-year-old music in the shower. Ironically, the music you're listening to is probably what you listened to the last time you listened to music in the shower.
That's a good
point. But it was a new release.
You know what? That's a very good point. That's probably the truth. That probably was on the air at the time. I don't know. I get into these waves where I listen to different kind of music, and on the way home last night, I'm like, disco it is, player.
So was it a smart speaker today?
No, it's just my phone today.
Just your phone?
Yeah, but I know where a couple of these smart speakers are. I just found one yesterday as we're unpacking, and I'm going to put that in there so I can have a little jam while I'm in my shower. Do you think many people do that, by the way? Do a lot of people do that?
You want to make this the poll?
I wouldn't mind. Let's make it one of them today. Let's find out. Do people listen to music while in the shower?
You only get one, so make it good.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll do that one. Because do you think it's a large portion of the audience? Or do you think people make that a thing?
We have a lot of people texting us saying everything from I listen to the Jim Colbert show, I listen to 104.1, I listen to the news while I'm in the shower. We have a TV in every single room of the house. I listen to y'all on my Homeworks light fan every day.
Man,
so
I have to tell you, I really enjoyed it. And now I have to have shower playlists to kind of match the mood. Also, I got to tell you, it put me in a pretty darn good mood. I mean, listening, just rather than getting in there, I'll tell you what happens, because that's where I do my self-hating and self-loathing is in the shower.
I thought that was here in the studio.
No, it's primarily in the shower.
Oh, wow, but I'm thankful that you saved some for here.
Oh, you bet.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But I go into the shower, and that's where I kind of think things out. Like I'll talk to myself a bunch, and I found today that when I didn't have that option, I was just kind of singing the tunes, that I kind of ruled that other stuff out. Kind of was much more enjoyable.
Before you know it, you're going to have a shoulder shimmy. You're just not going to be able to help it, Jimmy.
No. I'm going to tell you.
Ring My Bell is going to come on, and before you know it, head bobbing.
Tiny shower.
White man overbite.
Oddly enough, it's a 50s shower. Not a lot of swinging room in there.
So
I mean, it is like it is tough. You got to really do the math before bending over to pick up the soap.
And of course, today is just one of the examples of the things you experience when you move into a new home, which you and your lovely bride have done recently.
Yes.
And these are the things you discover. One of the things that, you have to deal with is the water pressure. How is the water pressure in your shower?
Got lucky with the water pressure. It is good. Unlucky because I'm just now finding out. This is the other thing, right? I looked at my wife last night, and she looked at me, and I said, "What do you think that?" Because we haven't gotten a power bill for this house yet, right?
Oh boy!
And I looked at my wife, and I said, "What do you think the power bill is going to be?" But this is air conditioner. This thing's like the size of a bus. And I said, she looks at me, she just starts laughing, and I'm like, "What are you laughing at?" She goes, "Well, big ass air conditioner, 3 water heaters, 2 fridges, which I'm unplugging one of those summitches today."
Yeah.
And we can't wait for the kick in the balls that we know the power bill for this joint's going to be. I'm about to shut down AC, about half of it. I said, it's got to be this much or lower, or we're not even having AC. We're moving out. We're living in a camper in the backyard.
I mean, those are your 3 biggest power consumers.
Yeah, they are. I know.
AC, refrigeration, then your water heaters. Number 3.
Check those out before you sold.
The good thing is they're all brand new. Thank God. But I still don't think it's going to be much of a reprieve. The guy who owned there before would not tell us how much the power bill was a month. He said, I got a bunch of plant stuff hooked up to it. I can't give you a real accurate read on what the power bill is going to be. Then I started looking up, hey, what does this ton unit usually, pull per month? and I just saw the first number. I just shut the computer down, threw it in the river. I got to go fish it out this afternoon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. A bunch of cool stuff to talk about today. Deb got some news for us?
Yeah, we're going to talk about a Nigerian scammer maybe behind the failed sale of Graceland. Closer to home, Central Florida Pride celebrations will continue despite terrorist warnings. And celebrate, y'all. The Taco Bell Cheez-It collab goes nationwide for a limited time. We'll talk about that and so much more coming up during Woke News.
You got it, Deb. 407-916-1041. Back in a sec with Deb's news and more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio. At 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by Gringos Locos and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Ken, and Mike. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
Traffic is slow on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area as you travel east and westbound by the major attractions exits. Looking at a crash blocking the westbound left lane on the beach line at Jetport Drive. Another crash is currently causing major eastbound delays on the 408, where activity is currently blocking the exit ramp to Goldenrod. If you see other traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We recently received a call from an injured person. The insurance company had offered them $11,000. We took the case over and got more than $2 million in court. Morgan & Morgan.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Man, here in Central Florida, it's hot. It's going to be hot for a while. You have to ask yourself, is your AC ready for the heat? If it isn't, call to my friends over at Mills Air could really help out. Their preventive maintenance plan is a must. That basically is a tune-up for your AC. They'll come in, make sure it's got the right Freon, make sure nothing's leaking, make sure everything works perfectly. That way, when July and August hit here, and it is literally hell on Florida, you are going to be fine. 30-plus years of experience here. Let them use that to make sure your AC never quits on you. Their techs are awesome people. Leon serviced me here recently, did a great job. Plus, these guys are Carrier Factory authorized dealers. Why is that important? Because if you do need to switch out a new unit, these guys can get you up to $1,275 in rebates towards that brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier and always, always, always turn to my friends over at Mills Air. They're awesome people. You're going to love doing business with them. Family owned and operated. Call today, 407-277-1159. Online, it's easy, millsair.com.
The Rolling Stones, live. Stones Tour 24, Hackney Diamonds. Sponsored by AARP, June 3rd, Camping World Stadium. The Rolling Stones, the greatest rock and roll band in the world. Tickets on sale now at rollingstones.com. Your chance to see the Stones.
Yo, it's Angel from the Monsters. You want a big green egg? For the lowest prices anywhere, you got to go to my friends, Wassie's Meat Market. They will deliver and set up your big green egg so that you are cooking before they leave. Follow Wassie's Meat Market on Instagram or go to wassiesmeatmarket.com for your big green egg today.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, a Pfizer vaccine.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle and joint pain, For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Haley, quote, "Navage is the best thing I bought. I love it. My nose feels so clear now and I can breathe. I've been struggling with a stuffy nose for weeks. I bought Navage and it's amazing." Or this one, "I use Navage every night, could not imagine life without it. I have 5 cats and before I found Navage, I was a clogged mess. Now I breathe so much better," unquote. Those are 2 of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-522-5700. 800-522-5700.
Do you have a life insurance policy of $100,000 or more that you don't need? Well, don't lapse or surrender your policy. You might be sitting on a gold mine. That's right. You may be able to sell all or part of your life insurance policy to Coventry for cash, or a combination of cash and coverage with no future premiums, even a term policy. Call Coventry Direct at 800-411-8300 or visit CoventryDirect.com to find out if you're sitting on a gold mine. That's 800-411-8300. For over 25 years, we've helped thousands of people sell their policies, and we can probably help you too. Call us today at 800-411-8300 or visit CoventryDirect.com to find out if you're sitting on a gold mine. That's 800-411-8300. Call now.
Between the lines, far beyond legal and ethical limits, and under the surface,
too dangerous or disruptive to the existing status quo.
Hosts Ben Bolin, Matt Frederick, and Noel Brown introduce you to the world of stuff they don't want you to know.
We've officially entered the age of biohacking.
History is riddled with unexplained events. Is somebody messing with us? Now it's time for some answers.
Take us to the edge of the rabbit hole. We'll do the rest.
Listen to Stuff They Don't Want You to Know on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Stuff They Don't Want You to Know and start listening.
For all your windows and doors, go to FASWD.com. That's FASWD.com.
You text us at 77031 and we say it on the air. Sometimes.
We might even give you credit.
Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade. This is why YouTube was created at Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Subscribe and watch.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. If you want to chime in on whether or not you listen to music in the shower, you could do that. Just get to JimColbertLive.com, click through to our YouTube channel. It's right there in the chat room. Give us your opinion. Give us a like and subscribe while you are there. Welcome back. I am Jim. Jack is right over there. Let's get a check of the news. Here's Deb.
And now, it's time for Woke News.
It seems like kind of a misuse of the whole woke.
On the Jim Colbert Show.
Woke News is brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. Give him a listen Saturday morning when he's host of the Home Loans Radio Show. An identity thief from Nigeria, probably a prince, maybe behind the attempt to auction off Graceland. A representative for Nosani Investments appears to be a scammer instead, sending an email admitting to trying to steal identities of dead people and senior citizens in the U.S. While the investigation continues, the whole plot fell apart last week when a judge postponed the proceedings for a foreclosure sale of Elvis's Memphis mansion.
Yeah.
The identity thief said he wanted to steal it and then put it up for sale.
Yeah. Matter of fact, there was a giant bust here recently about people who are selling information like that on the dark web, and this would be one of those people that maybe does that.
Yeah, I had that story about the €4 botnets.
Absolutely, yeah.
But instead, I wanted to focus on this young man and his bright future up in Flagler County, where a Flagler County teen is accused of stealing more than $800,000 from 5 different people online, per documents from the FBI. Noah Urban goes by King Bob.
Okay.
And is part of a notorious group called Scattered Spider.
Okay.
Urban is charged with multiple counts of wire fraud, aggravated identity theft, and more. The group, meanwhile, is made up of hundreds of young cyber criminals that's been well documented, even reported on by 60 Minutes.
Damn, really?
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
And, we keep talking about how cybercrime is going up, those AI-generated phone calls.
Yeah.
It's exploding.
That one thing they busted, they figure stole about $5.6 billion or something like that.
Yeah, defrauded our government.
Yeah.
And one cyber criminal made like $74 million in cryptocurrency just selling out or renting out to criminal gangs, these sites.
Exactly, and it got them information where they could go and steal from whether it be dead people, so security numbers pilfered online.
Those SunPass, those copied websites from that as well. All right, a story we Florida among one of the deadliest states for pedestrians. A report released earlier today by Smart Growth America places 8 metro cities in the Sunshine State within the top 20 of its annual list. Now, the 2024 Dangerous by Design rankings compare data collected from the National Traffic Highway Safety Administration. So this isn't like a Wallet Hub study.
Right. Yeah.
Over the course of a decade to population size. Now, at number 5 is the Deltona, Daytona Beach, Ormond Beach area, with more than 130 pedestrian deaths reported between 2018 and 2022.
That's got to be primarily Daytona. It's got to be. I can't, in Ormond, it's just a really bunch of old people. In Deltona, I guess, but in Daytona, it's, I guess it's got to be a lot just there in Daytona. I don't know, and I'm not throwing stones, but it's certainly built for that.
I was surprised Deltona made the list.
Yeah, me too.
Now, the other places on the list include Tampa Bay, Jacksonville, Miami, and Orlando.
Oh, yeah.
All right, a sad story from the theme park area. A 13-year-old girl who was pulled unresponsive from a Discovery Cove pool on Tuesday has unfortunately died. The Orange County Sheriff's Office says the 13-year-old girl found at the pool late Tuesday morning died. She's been identified as Anna Beaumont. Now, the medical examiner lists the cause of death as accidental drowning. An investigation is still continuing, though. The sheriff's office says no foul play is suspected. Discovery Cove, of course, for those who do not know, a sister theme park to SeaWorld and Aquatica in Orlando, released a statement saying, quote, "Our thoughts are with the family," end quote.
So they found her early in the morning. Did she break in there and go swimming or something?
No, the park was open.
Oh, I see.
And she was found unresponsive in the pool. I don't know what led to her being unresponsive because, Discovery Cove is not very large.
Yeah, I've never been there, so I don't know.
Oh, you definitely have to book a trip. It's one of the best.
Yeah, I hear it's great, but what I can't understand is, it's not like a wave pool.
Exactly.
It's not like a splash pool. It's not like one of these overcrowded resort pools where you could see something like this happening. And she's 13. It's not like she's 2.
And that's where I believe the investigation continues, is to figure out exactly how this happened.
Got it.
All right, a former Orlando hotel tied to several violent crimes is taking on a new purpose. The first batch of affordable housing units are officially open at the former Ambassador Hotel. The property was bought by a developer about 2 years ago as part of a plan to create more low-income housing in the city. A ribbon cutting was held earlier today at the renamed Palm Gardens Apartments.
All right, yeah, that sounds much safer.
The rest of the 85 units are scheduled to open by the end of the year, but some of these units utilities are covered.
Where is this? Where is the Ambassador Hotel in Orlando? Is it that one out by iDrive by any chance? The one that's like right there on I-4 that was like decrepit for a while?
It used to be there forever.
By like John Young Parkway?
I don't believe so.
All right.
Let me see where we
No, you're
have.
good. Go ahead. I'll look it up. I mean, I just didn't know if you had that as part of your story.
No, I do not.
All right, go ahead.
I do not. But I do know that the utilities are covered, and some of the units are furnished. Some of the others are not. But they look really, really good for families who are looking for an affordable place to live.
There you go.
All right, this is just not something you do, but a Brevard County mother is accused of falsely reporting her daughter missing earlier this week. Palm Bay police say 32-year-old Michelle Gordon called 911 on Tuesday to report her 7-year-old daughter, who's on the autism spectrum, had run off. Think of the 16-year-old with the frantic search, right? Well, investigators spent about 3 hours looking for the child before finding her safe inside Gordon's home. She reportedly moved the child from one room to another, telling officers that there was an aggressive dog, and that's why they couldn't go into that room. They actually asked to see her Ring door camera, and that's where they saw her talking to her daughter while she was still on the phone with 911 reporting her daughter missing.
Oh, my God.
She was arrested, but has since been released on bond.
That is so bizarre.
Isn't that? And especially, again, when you think about the fear that young man, Peyton Picard's parents went through earlier this week.
Right, yeah.
When he went missing and was found neck deep in the swamp.
Right.
They spent hours searching for that child with a good ending. And in this case, to spend 3 wasted hours.
Right.
Looking for a child who's been hidden inside the home by her mom.
Unbelievable.
Let's not judge this woman too harshly. Speaking as someone who, when I was young, my sister was missing, and my mom said, check the bedrooms. And I looked in her bedroom, didn't see her. And so then the search, went from outside the from inside the house to outside the house, and and getting more people and neighbors involved. And then my mom decided to double check my work and found my sister sleeping on her bed. But there was a big pile of laundry, and I saw the laundry.
How old were you?
I don't know, 10.
Okay, this woman's 32.
Right, yeah.
It happened to the best of us.
He's a grown-ass woman, Jack.
All right. Well, if that's not bad enough for you, the next guy says, hey, hold my beer. Because a Volusia County man
strike one.
Previously found with powerful explosives.
Strike two.
Is back in custody.
All right.
Police say Jared Colbert is accused of violating his probation in connection to his 2018 arrest. He was initially taken into custody after authorities found bomb-making materials, including a chemical known as, quote, Mother of Satan.
Okay.
At his Lake Helen home. Coburn was rearrested yesterday after he was found with supplies that he is not allowed to have. Investigators say they also found a notebook filled with plans to create more destructive devices.
Good Lord, really?
Yeah, exactly.
Did he have any plans on what he was going to do with all that stuff?
I don't know.
Or should I just call the Mother of Satan and ask her? I've never heard that term used for an explosive.
I have never either heard that for a chemical.
That sounds like something you make up in a chat room to seem cool.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Somewhere on the dark web.
Yeah, I got 4 ounces of Mother of Satan over here in Lake Helen.
Pride celebrations are scheduled throughout Central Florida this week, despite warnings from the FBI that terrorist organizations could commit violence at such events. Organizers of one such event this weekend at the Kissimmee Civic Center, as well as in St. Cloud, June 8th, say they're not deterred by the threat. They say, threats, it's nothing new to the LGBTQ plus community. But again, law enforcement will be out in force. So Pride Month isn't the only thing that begins on Saturday. Of course, now starts the time where we're beaten over the head with the 6-month hurricane season.
All right.
Well, Florida Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz says thanks to climate change, storms are intensifying much quicker. So a tropical storm could become a Category 3 hurricane within 60 hours. Think about what that storm that hit Acapulco this last year within 12 hours went from like a depression to a Cat 5. She made the comments when hosting her annual hurricane season briefing ahead of the start of the 2024 season on Saturday.
That quickening intensity makes it much more important that people get prepared well in advance before we even know about the onset of a storm.
Now, she says your hurricane preparation kit should be stocked with 5 days' worth of supplies for every single human as well as pet that lives in your home. So that's 5 days of water for each individual
Right.
person, 5
Meds.
days worth of food, meds, because depending on the loss of power,
Mhm.
what the roads are like, emergency services may not even be able to get to you for a while.
Right, yeah.
And NOAA is predicting an above average season with a range of 17 to 25 named storms. 8 to 13 are expected to become hurricanes.
Yeah, that last wave of storms we had that brought the river up so damn high a few years back, just a couple years back. Yeah, that was a service being provided just with people out in the Geneva area. They were just with their own John boats providing like delivery service for, propane and other needs for people who were basically just they were stuck in their homes and surrounded by 4 or 5 feet of water.
It's like the Cajun Navy that comes
that's
out
exactly it.
a lot of times that will help, especially with farm animals and other, bring feed and hay
Right.
to horses and cattle that you can't get to. Well, a new study is breaking down just how Floridians feel about the upcoming hurricane season, and I'm sure it's going to make emergency managers everywhere frustrated and exhausted before everything gets started. And that's because a survey recently conducted by AAA shows more than 27% of residents say, no, I'm going to ignore evacuation warnings as severe weather is moving in. The majority of those surveyed say they would not leave their homes unless the system was at least a Category 3.
Oh, really? The bar's a little higher these days, huh?
The main reasons for people wanting to stay are to fix potential property damage and because they don't know where to go.
Right, yeah.
The Auto Club is urging communities to figure out a plan now before the start of the season on Saturday.
A lot of people just can't afford to leave. We talked about this
Exactly.
before. That's one of the reasons Mr. Rosen out there at the Rosen Hotel Group on iDrive regularly opens up the hotels with much, much, much lower rates because of this very thing. People get out there stuck. You look at the financial aspects of what's happening in a lot of the country right now, specifically the lower middle class, don't have a few $100. They get rained into their house, can't go to work, can't do anything. Where are they going to go? I mean, if they could escape, where would they go? Unless they have friends or family in areas that are high and dry, they're stuck.
And not only that, there's the issue of, I remember a series, I think it was Charlie 20 years ago. Some neighbors of mine had evacuated and said never again because they spent the whole time on the road, being stuck in bumper-to-bumper traffic with other people. And I think, of course, the more you live inland, the more you think you don't have to evacuate. All right, work is underway to protect wildlife in the Indian River Lagoon. Crews broke ground on a $4 million restoration project along the Titusville Causeway in Brevard County. The plan is to strengthen the eroding shoreline that's threatening the roadway and the animals who live in the area. The project is scheduled to wrap up by next spring. Speaking of animals and such, Lieutenant Governor Jeanette Nunez was in Homestead today on the edge of the Everglades announcing registration for the upcoming Florida Python Challenge.
All right.
The godfather of the Everglades. Don't know if you've ever heard of Alligator Ron.
I haven't heard of Alligator Ron yet.
Well, Alligator Ron says he's thankful for the help.
How do we address the python? An animal that can get 200 pounds and 20 feet long, absolutely destroying the natural food chain of the Everglades.
So more than $25,000 in cash prizes are up for grabs for contest winners with a $10,000 grand prize. The state is also spending more than $6 billion on Everglades restoration. The python removal competition is set to begin on August 9th and ends on 5 p.m. on August 19th.
Saw them yank one of those things out of the Everglades. It was online yesterday, 2 days ago. I think it was from a year ago. 5 dudes holding it up, head the size of a backpack.
And you know what? And that's the thing. And what they're finding with alligators, especially in the Everglades and in South Florida, is that they're skinny.
Oh, really? This one was a monster.
That's a python.
Yeah.
So that's happening is the python is eating everything that the alligator would normally eat. So now our alligator, population isn't as robust as it used to be because the pythons are eating everything.
Yeah, alligator's not a sympathetic character, though, unfortunately.
No, well, it should
poor
be.
Gators.
It's an apex predator, and we need them. Speaking of higher prices, finally some more good news. Yet another retailer has announced they're lowering prices. This time it's Walgreens. That says it's lowering prices on more than 1,300 of its items for its, quote, summer of savings. It joins competitors Target, Michaels, Walmart, and Amazon in announcing thousands of price cuts. The items range from vitamins to potato chips to swimming goggles.
Okay.
Walgreens Chief Customer Officer Tracy Brown said in a statement that the chain, quote, understands our customers are under financial strain and struggle to purchase everyday essentials, end quote. The new move from the retailers comes after 3 years of soaring retail prices while incomes lag behind. And, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen had said, unfortunately, Americans taught retailers that were willing to pay the higher prices.
That's exactly the case, and I like the fact that I know that Target kicked this off last week or the week before, end of the week, said they'd lower prices on about 5,000 items. A lot of those were items that are daily use items.
Yeah.
It's not like they're lowering the prices on decorative mirrors.
No, exactly.
They're
Essentials.
They're taking care of you with the essentials, which was great.
Exactly.
And setting a tone, by the way, from the largest retailers in our country to possibly be followed by others to help out.
And bravo on pulling decorative mirrors from the category of things you don't really need.
Right, I appreciate that. That's my superpower, Jack.
Well, what a lot of retailers are finding is that because of those higher prices, Americans are shopping at other stores to try and find the bargain. And Walgreens, Target, they want you coming back to their store.
Even my son was bitching because he thought Aldi was Aldi or whatever, was caught up in the whole thing. He goes, can't even get a deal at Aldi anymore.
Yeah, Aldi was the first one to do it, actually. They were the first ones to kick it off. But this story is, I'm hoping this is going to be a little bit of good news for Jack. I know it is for me.
Okay.
Jack, you're an Amazon Prime customer, right?
I am.
Do you have anybody at home that, say, likes to order food for delivery instead of going out and picking it up?
Yes.
He says
exasperated.
Yeah, he's not happy about that. Go ahead.
Can't believe the amount of money spent on that.
Well, you, my friend, are about to save because Amazon Prime customers are getting Grubhub Plus subscriptions.
Get ready to spave, Jack.
Now, the Amazon membership will now include a free subscription to the food delivery service, the companies announced this week. Prime previously offered a 1-year membership to Grubhub Plus in July 2022 before extending the offer for another year. Now, it'll be permanently included. Grubhub Plus includes 0 delivery fees. Listen, Jack, on orders over $12.
Damn, really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen one under 12, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's for damn sure.
Along with reduced service fees and a 5% credit back on pickup orders.
Look at there.
Finally, speaking of food, Taco Bell's Cheez-It collaboration is going nationwide on June 6th. For a limited time, Jimmy, the Cheez-It Tostada.
The greatest snack cracker there has ever been made is the Cheez-It Extra Toasted.
I want to take money.
Full stop.
I want to put money down on this as to whether or not you will actually go to Taco Bell. See, I want to find out if you're going to go try the big Cheez-It Tostada.
Okay, sounds good.
And the big Cheez-It Crunch Wrap Supreme.
That sounds even better.
They'll be on menus across the U.S. Taco Bell said the items, quote, overwhelmingly positive reaction, end quote, in test markets prove that the Cheez-It meals brought something new to the table.
Yeah. If they had a Cheez-It Extra Toasted with a tiny bit of sriracha, your boy would never leave the factory. I love those things. Man, with an ice-cold soda and some damn Cheez-Its, what's better than that?
Corn nuts.
Corn nuts?
I love corn nuts.
God almighty, those things are awful. You know what that does to your breath?
Well, the Cheez-Its doesn't?
Oh, no, Cheez-Its make your breath terrible. But anyway.
And now you all are officially woke.
Thanks, Deb. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031 in Orlando. One of the biggest times of the year is Halloween. There's a reason because of Halloween Horror Nights. They've added something new.
Uh-oh.
I'll tell you what it is and whether or not you can afford it.
Oh.
That's next.
Get ready to text your vote for Sink or Sail and the inevitable argument that follows.
Why are you so upset? Because you're talking about Little River Band.
Coming up next on The Jim Colbert Show.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
What's up, Central Florida? I'm Fox 35 Storm Team Meteorologist Noah Bergen here. Mostly sunny Friday, mostly sunny all weekend, too. Temperatures will come down a wee bit over the weekend, just upper 80s to near 90 Saturday, Sunday. East winds will be a little gusty Saturday, Sunday, up to 20, 25 miles an hour. And to be honest with you, I think rain is going to be pretty hard to come by for most until at the earliest, the middle of next week. And even that at this point does not seem like a lock for everybody to see some rain.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For over 35 years, we've grown by offering our clients more offices, more lawyers, and recovering more than $20 billion. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Introducing Tenside Stone Tile Flooring. a game changer in the tile industry. Say goodbye to the trade-off between durability and easy installation with Tanzite's revolutionary indoor-outdoor stone tile. Visit Tanzite.com to see how our tile is installed without concrete or mortar. Instead, our innovative rubber gasket system connects the tiles together. Each tile coming pre-assembled, you simply grab one and place it. No expertise needed. At Tanzite.com, you can see how our foam-back tiles contour to cover any existing floor while insulating against sound and cold. Beautiful and versatile. Tanzite tile adapts to indoor or outdoor use, from kitchens to patios, on concrete basements or wooden decks. All with the durability of stone that's guaranteed for life. Witness this innovative product yourself and order a sample today at Tanzite.com. That's TANZITE.com.
I'm Mark Anajar.
I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
And we're Anajar and Levine. Experience the Anajar and Levine difference by calling us with any of your legal needs. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
Need a reboot? RC Hill here from RC Hill Mitsubishi. Spring has sprung, so let's have some fun. This month, I'll help you reboot your old ride and save up to $8,000 on a new Mitsubishi. So if your old ride's a hunk of junk, don't let it leave you in a funk. You can even drive a new car today with a lifetime warranty, like the Mitsubishi Mirage 43 miles per gallon starting at $15,900. The popular Eclipse Cross, in stock and ready for delivery. Or the 2024 Outlander, 5-star safety rated, starting at $23,900. So if you've been dreaming of driving a new RC Hill Mitsubishi, don't get your wires crossed, because my team works hard every day, and that's what makes us different. So this week, reboot your old ride, and you could save up to $8,000 on a nicer, newer car. But hurry, a deal this good will shut down fast. I'm RC Hill, and I'm your car dealer next door. 2 locations, DeLand and Ocala. See all my trendy rides at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. Negative equity may be refinanced. Vehicle purchase price determines actual discount.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney, and the truth is I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney or if I look like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call, and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare, or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-822-1490. 800-822-1490. 800-822-1490.
Want to win a free motorcycle? I'm Orlando attorney Mo DeWitt, and I'm giving away a free motorcycle valued up to $20,000. All you have to do is go to bikerswinorlando.com. That's bikerswinorlando.com. Enter today at bikerswinorlando.com.
The free iHeart app has over 100 commercial-free stations like Real Fun Beach Radio. Real Fun Beach Radio gives you that toes in the sand beach music vibe 24/7. Just open the app, search Real Fun Beach Radio, and start listening. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
Think identity theft won't happen to you? Think again. There's a new victim every 3 seconds in the U.S., over 15 million this year alone, and many don't even know they're victims. LifeLock alerts you to identity threats you could miss even when you monitor your credit. If your identity's stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft, but everyone can save up to 25% their first year with my name, Clay, as the promo code at LifeLock.com.
Contact Tax Relief Helpers for details and restrictions. Attention anyone that owes money to the IRS. The IRS has restarted aggressive enforcement actions against taxpayers who owe back taxes that were temporarily suspended for COVID. If you owe $10,000 or more, you must hear this because now is the time to clear your IRS tax debt. A special toll-free number has been established so you can stop penalty fees, avoid liens, levies, and other hostile measures by the IRS. Call Tax Relief Helpers right now at 800-374-2103. Tax Relief Helpers will provide you with the maximum protection afforded by law.
I got behind on my taxes and owed $48,000.
taxes. I didn't know what to do. I called and they got my bill lowered to just $3,500.
I owed $87,000 in taxes, and it was scary. I got the amount I owed down to just $3,500. I saved $83,500.
If you owe money to the IRS, don't wait another day. Call 800-374-2103 right now before the IRS enforces liens, levies, and other aggressive measures. The call and consult are absolutely free. Call now. Call 800-374-2103. 800-374-2103. 800-374-2103.
It's time for Sink or Sail. If you think this song is yacht rock, text SAIL to 77031. If not, text SINK.
From 1976, Cliff Richard with the song Devil Woman was our Sink or Sail candidate on this past Sunday's Captain's Log Radio. Now you get to judge. Text us, Sink or Sail to 77031.
I've had nothing but bad luck since the day I saw the cat at my door. So I came into you, sweet lady, answering your mystical call. Crystal ball on the table.
To call us, text us easily, and this is the number you want right now, 77031. Just send your comment over to that number. It'll come right to us. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
Jack is as well.
Yeah.
Doing Sink and Sail a little bit early. Jack's will be off tomorrow, and we wanted to make sure we get this in today, so you're not freaking out. It is not Friday. It is Thursday. We're just going to tackle this a little bit early today so we can get it on the air while Jack is here.
Sorry about that tease.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah. Wait, weekend?
Yeah. It's not exactly there.
Yeah,
Not yet.
so you asked about close votes, and this was a very close vote, and I predicted it incorrectly.
You thought it would sail.
No.
You thought it would sink.
I did.
A little too hard?
Yeah, that's what I thought, and it turned out to be a sail on Sunday when they voted in.
Now, okay, so the limited knowledge I have about Cliff Richard is this. This guy legit was one of the biggest music stars in the history of English music, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, along with, and there's one more, Robbie something. There's another guy.
Williams?
Robbie Williams, that's him. Those two guys are what I know as solo English artists that were gigantic over there. Crossed over a little bit here.
But not as much.
But not like that. Cliff Richard's been in the game. Like, he's like Jagger over there, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, massive. And this is a good tune. And that guy's got a sweet tan.
He's got a couple hits, yeah. But Devil Woman is the one we put up for a vote.
They're not really liking it. They're not digging it for today, buddy.
I expect that on this show.
I would say, yeah, I'd say it's sinking today on this show. Wow, that's a lot of votes, dude.
Yeah, I thought I thought it would be a sink on Sunday.
You hit a nerve because this is a lot of votes, dog.
Yeah.
God almighty. Yeah, dude, I think it's a sink here.
Yeah. That's what I was expecting, but I was surprised at how many sales I got on Sunday.
I have to tell you, here's how I kind of judge these things these days. I'm going to be dead honest with you when we do the sink or sale bit. This is exactly how I kind of come to the conclusion. I kind of just basically put myself in a situation. Like if I was listening to a playlist and I knew the playlist was yacht rock and this came on, I don't think I would kind of, I don't know if that fits or not. I think I would just kind of think this fits right in. Maybe on the edges, but I do believe it falls under that umbrella. You?
Yeah, I kind of like it.
Yeah, I do like it a lot. I like the song.
Let's go get on a boat.
Yeah, and find out.
Grab an ice cold neutral.
Well, you
put on
love
Devil Women.
I love this new I love you for neutrals. What flavor?
Watermelon.
Watermelon. Yeah. My wife likes the what's the other one?
Mango, raspberry, blueberry.
No. Not that she does like the neutrals. But she's like watermelon. She loves watermelon.
So refreshing.
But she got on that. God, there's another one that came out. God, there's so many of those seltzer waters now.
This was the other Cliff Richard song that it was an easy choice for sale for me. But that's when I was looking up this one and I played it. We don't talk anymore, and that's when I found Devil Woman. I'm like, I remember this song, but yeah.
Oh yeah, this is a big tune, man.
Yeah, and this has more of a yacht rock feel to it.
Yeah, for sure. But I think both of these play actually.
So you're a sale for Devil Woman?
Yeah, I'm a sale for both of those.
Wow.
Good song structure. I like it.
See what happens when he listens to music in the shower?
Exactly.
It's a whole new gym.
It is a whole new gym.
It's a whole new gym.
And in stereo.
All right, 407-916-1041. Now, you guys go to Halloween Horror Nights?
I haven't been in years.
You haven't been in a few years, Deb?
Yeah.
Haven't been in a few years?
I don't wait in lines anymore.
It's one of my wife's favorite things to do. So we splurge every year and go to Halloween Horror Nights, and we get the Fast Pass. Or the Express Pass. We don't do the crazy thing. Now, back in the day, they had a thing called the RIP tour, right? Instead of VIP, it was RIP. And that came along with there was a meet and greet kind of thing where there's some hors d'oeuvres, light drinks. You could get a couple cocktails or something, and then you got led in a group, your group, off in, and it would be like 12 people a group. They walk you right to the front of every haunted house. You go right through. You stop for drinks. They take care. They would not take care of that, but they would stop and give you time to buy your drinks and stuff. But they have a new package for Halloween Horror Nights, which starts tomorrow. I'm joking, it doesn't, but it does start pretty early this year.
It is, yeah.
I think it's August, right? Well, so it's called Premium Scream. The Premium Scream Night is the name of the package. Guests will experience all of the haunted houses, scare zones, live entertainment, without the crowds, though, because they also get staggered entry by group into the haunted houses, all-you-can-eat food and non-alcoholic drinks, an exclusive event credential and lanyard, and access to some of Universal Studios attractions, plus free self-parking.
Oh, wow.
What do you think that runs per person? Now, there's a different price if you are a pass holder. You do get a bit of a break if you're a pass holder. What do you think an experience like that would be at Halloween Horror Nights? And I can only imagine they'll probably sell this thing out faster than immediately because these are the packages that go the quickest. These RIP, very exclusive tours at Halloween Horror Nights. People wait all year long to do this thing, so they pay the bucks. What do you think?
Per person?
Per person.
I'm always blown away by how much they charge and get.
Non-pass holder. It gets everything I just said. By the way, it does not include alcoholic drinks. You still have to pay for your cocktails.
$250 a person.
What do you think, Deb?
Well, he didn't say, oh, that's cute.
But he's thinking it.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm gonna go $500.
God, you guys literally almost split it in the middle. $350 a person.
Ah, that was gonna be my
$350, $325 if you're a Universal annual or season pass holder.
Wait, $325?
Yeah, they knocked 25 off, Deb. 25
Ooh, what
off.
a savings. Wow.
Yeah, $350. So you think about this. If this is a couples event for you and you're going out for the night, you're getting there from the onset and you're doing your premium scream night, you'll still have to buy alcohol. You won't have to pay for parking or anything like that or food. It's all you can eat food. So you figure if you throw in another $60 a person for drinks, after $350, $700, you're in the mid-8s. And after you tip out your tour guide, which you have to do, you're in that between $900 and $1,000 for about 8 hours of entertainment.
I could see Jack signing up for that lickety split.
Well, look, man, I'm going to be honest with you. When you go on the RIP tour and then you go out there, even with a fast pass, it is a completely different experience.
Oh, without a doubt.
It is a complete, even with the fast pass. If you go on the right nights, you can see everything pretty quickly. You know, get in there and have yourself a good time. Plus, guarantee you see all the houses. Without it, it's tough. I'm going to be honest with you. Without it, it's really tough.
That's why I haven't gone.
Yeah. But I'll tell you, if you get a chance to go out there with a fast pass, it is a blast. Halloween Horror Nights is a lot of fun.
Oh, it's a great time. We're just spoiled.
And there's a reason that people pay these prices for it, because really, when you want a Halloween experience at the professional level, there are really only a couple places you can get that. This is damn sure one of them, you know.
Yeah.
All right, 407-916-1041, back with Danny Meyering from Orlando Date Night Guide for Date Night Done Right. We'll do that right after this.
All the cool kids are doing it, and you want to be like the cool kids, don't you? Well, don't you? The Talkback feature on the free iHeartRadio app. Follow Real Radio 104.1, tap the microphone, and speak.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Traffic is heavy along I-4 this afternoon, east and westbound on the interstate as you travel between US 27 and the 429 and between the Beach Line and 535. Accident activity is continuing to cause westbound delays on the Beach Line at Jetport Drive. Looking at a slow ride as well due to accident activity southbound on OBT just north of Sand Lake Road. If you see other traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before. We now have more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world, protecting America, fighting for you.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Real Radio has your chance to win a dream home makeover. Up for grabs are a bathroom remodel, flooring, solar, roofing, and large appliances. Register now for your chance to win a $10,000 gift certificate for a bathroom remodel from D-Best Floors and More. There are 5 different contests with each category offering its own unique benefits for improving your home to create the perfect living space. Get more details and enter at realradio.fm/contests.
Tired of hearing about rising costs and rising rates? International Diamond Center has the relief you need with a guaranteed best prices. And starting this Saturday, 0% interest financing. Yes, 0%. IDC rolls back interest rates so you can make any purchase and enjoy low monthly payments for 4 years without a dime in interest. And IDC showcases are packed. Engagement rings, wedding bands, eternity bands, earrings, pendants, and our largest selection ever of certified hand-picked diamonds and exclusive designer fashion jewelry. Pick any item, celebrate your love, get the value price you deserve, then spread your payments over 4 years. That $6,000 pair of diamond earrings is just $125 a month. That $12,000 engagement ring is just $250 a month. Everything's affordable with this amazing offer. 4 years, 0.0% financing. There's just one catch. This is a limited time offer just for the month of June. Don't wait. Let IDC help you get the jewelry you've been dreaming of at a price and payment you didn't think was possible. International Diamond Center. 4 Orlando locations. Details at shopidc.com. On approved credit.
Hi, this is Earl Ron. I'm the president of New South Window Solutions. What I'd like people to understand about our company is what's unique about us. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. We go out of our way to make it easy.
Going on now. Save 35% off factory direct windows and doors. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
My wife and I both, we ended up mildly sick for a few months, and the nasal congestion was probably the worst part. I had like a post-nasal drip, just super congested all the time. We were taking everything we possibly could, but nothing really worked.
Kyrie was miserable until a friend recommended Navage. Navage offers immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Don't live in misery this cold season. Use Navage so you can breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
The biggest thing Navage has done has completely cleaned out my nasal passages. It was from the first use. I was able to just clear out anything that was stopping me from breathing correctly. Navage helps me clear the way, literally clear the way for me to operate better in the rest of my life.
Experience the Navage difference yourself. Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, Navage.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Think identity theft won't happen to you? Think again. There's a new victim every 3 seconds in the U.S., over 15 million this year alone, and many don't even know they're victims. LifeLock alerts you to identity threats you could miss even when you monitor your credit. If your identity's stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft, but everyone can save up to 25% their first year with my name, Clay, as the promo code at LifeLock.com.
The Rolling Stones, live. Stones Tour 24, Hackney Diamonds. Sponsored by AARP, June 3rd, Camping World Stadium. The Rolling Stones, the greatest rock and roll band in the world. Tickets on sale now at rollingstones.com. Your chance to see the Stones.
Now, it's your time to make more money and be your own boss. Come to the Franchise Show on June 8th and 9th at the Orange County Convention Center to meet with the best money-making franchises. Learn how you can open a successful business. This life-changing event is your only chance to see all the hottest money-making opportunities in one place. Find the perfect business for you at the Franchise Show, presented by the Entrepreneur's Source. June 8th and 9th, the Orange County Convention Center. Get tickets at FloridaFranchiseShow.com.
GMC Sierra trucks in stock now at OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. The Jim Colbert Show, streaming live on YouTube. Watch us talk.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate that like we do every single day. If you want to check out Danny while she gives us the action coming up this weekend, you can do that, JimColbertLive.com. Click right through to our YouTube channel, the beautiful Danny Meyering in studio. Watch her do her thing. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
Jack is here.
Yeah.
Let's do date night done right.
Whether you're dating and in love or married and in a fight, keep your romance shining bright. This is date night done right.
Good and loud for Danny Meyering from Orlando Date Night Guy. Hey. What is up, kiddo? How you doing?
I'm doing good. Welcome to indoor season.
Yeah, exactly right.
Child.
Yeah. And it's interesting because as you guys there at Orlando Date Night Guide start spitting out info about things to do in Central Florida, I mean, you have to consider that, right? A lot of splash pad coverage coming up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Splash pads, water parks, pools, springs, rivers, tubes.
Is that basically, I mean, do you guys do that seasonally? Is that something you guys consider? I mean, outside of the normal seasonal stuff, do you consider the weather and something like that?
Oh, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, you know.
Gotta have to, right?
Well, and if you're like just dating someone, you know, you gotta, that's a good way to get to know someone is whether or not they can handle the heat or if they turn into like total cranky pants.
Yeah.
So,
Who wants to be cranky pants?
It's a good time for museums and escape rooms and those type of things. You know, if you're sick of the heat or if it starts thunderstorming, you know.
Yeah. If you want a divorce, escape rooms are great.
Yeah, it's funny. We went to the Bureau, which is on International Drive. Really, really cool, like themed escape room place, and they now have a game show. And we ended up winning. We were trailing the entire time.
Really?
We were losing, and he's like, "Just hang on, just hang on." And I got it on the final question.
Really?
But I guess it was cool teamwork because like I had the final answer, but then our teammates were calculating, okay, if we bet this many points, this would put us in a good position. So those type of things are good if you are like just dating, or maybe you're thinking about getting serious, or you've been together a while.
You will learn.
Yes. Yeah.
You will learn about somebody. Because I got to tell you, I went in Nashville. My wife and I bought this package where you get to go to a bunch of different things, you know, from their tourist area, right? One of those things was an escape room, and we went in, and we were paired up with 3 Asian teenagers.
Oh, gee.
All girls. And if not for those girls, I would still be in Nashville right now, begging these people to let me out of this escape room. I mean, I have a lot of applied intellect for certain things.
Right.
Man, some of that stuff just really. And then the girl comes up and goes, "Oh no, it means this." I'm like, "How in the? How would you ever know that?" And my wife is good at it. She's like, "Oh, it's this mirror is shining this light over here. It's showing you where to put the puzzle piece." I'm like, "Look, man, I just want to play golf.
Right.
Just let me out of here. God almighty."
That's kind of why I like the game show, you know, aspect as opposed to an escape room, because then it's, you know, it's trivia and there's a couple of like physical aspects that get kind of funny. So that's a good time, you know, bachelorette, bachelor party, birthday, family. If you got, you know, family visiting from out of town, that'd be a good idea, you know?
Yes, please. Take your dysfunctional family to the escape room.
Better that than the long lines at Disney, okay?
Just pre-dial 911 before you go in. All right, what do you got for us this week?
All right. So Bite 30 from Orlando Weekly is kicking off on Saturday. So that's their big kind of restaurant month. You've got a lot of participating restaurants in that, and that's a good time.
Yeah, prefix menus. You go in, you pay one price. You get a stunted menu of something they offer, 2 or 3 choices for, entree, appetizer, dessert. You can add wine pairings with if you'd like. These are really cool events to discover new places in Central Florida to eat.
Yeah, absolutely. So they don't trot out the whole menu for this.
They don't.
But this is kind of a good way to get introduced if you're, maybe you've been considering one place, but perhaps it's slightly out of your budget or you just aren't sure. This is a good excuse to go try something new. And then happening tomorrow at 6:30 is the Newbies parking lot party. I had to make sure to enunciate that one.
Yeah.
So this is happening at Ivanhoe Park Brewing. And
I still hope that 3 or 4 people show up butt naked and go, heard there's a party here. Wrote my towel.
Danny told me so.
Yeah.
So Parking Lot Party is a food truck event that happens multiple times per month. And so the Newbies Parking Lot Party includes 2 veteran food trucks that do this all the time, and then 8 new food trucks that are new on the scene. So it's kind of cool to get introduced to them. There's no cover for that, and then of course any food you buy, any drinks you buy are going to cost that. And then on Saturday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. is the Winter Garden Farmers Market 16th birthday party on the lawn. And obviously, a farmer's market on a hot weekend such as this is not necessarily ideal, but they do start at 8 a.m. If you've got kids, this is a great idea. It's been the first week of summer break. If you are, summer camp craziness or you didn't get to the sign up in time and you've been figuring out how to entertain the kids, this is a great idea. They're going to have a DJ Renee, face painting, collaborative art birthday card, complimentary icy treats. This is just one of those where the Winter Garden Farmers Market is fantastic, but now you've got all this added stuff to it.
Stumbled onto that thing one time. Pre-pandemic, I believe we're out there, or maybe the 2 years after, we're out there just to walk around, have dinner, and we just happened to stumble on at that very time this was happening. Yeah. And it was a madhouse. There were kids everywhere. So, if your kids are very social, you like to have a good time. This thing was crazy bananas last time I was out there with it. Oh, boy.
And if you're anti-kid, which is okay, then this might be the thing to avoid.
Stay away. Run.
Then on Sunday at 11 a.m. at the Acre in Orlando College Park area. This is such a cool venue, opened up a couple of months ago. They are doing the Collective Corner Market. And so you've got local vendors to browse around. If you haven't been to the Acre, it's gorgeous. It's a former wedding venue that is now turned into this outdoor dining place.
Yeah.
That great little bar, great pizza. It's just a cool place to hang out. Parking gets a little wonky, so try to get there early if you can. And this is another one where you might see a lot of kids, but I think it's going to be a little bit more chill than like the farmer's market with the kids.
Yeah, very cool. All right.
Yeah. So then next week is the Crooked Can Beer Dinner. This is at Fast Break Sports Bar, which is the Hilton Orlando iDrive. I have not been there, but they just redid like the Fast Break Sports Bar, which I've heard great things about. And so with the Crooked Can dinner, you've got, of course, pairings with Crooked Can, which is one of my favorite craft beer breweries in town.
Yeah, I've done a pairing with those, and they're very good. They have a really good, diverse menu of beers that really pair well with different foods, and yeah, it's good.
Yeah, and so it's $70, which is really not bad for this type of setting where you're getting your food and your beer paired with that. Lastly, we are heading to Lazy Moon Pizza tonight. They are opening their new Maitland location. So everyone knows Lazy Moon with the huge pizza slices.
Oh, yeah,
so they are bringing that to Maitland. It's the former Einstein Bagels shop that was in the shopping plaza, kind of across from Luke's and Francesca's.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That area. Yeah, so that's going to be a cool casual spot. And, like Maitland is a suburb, but there's a lot of cool stuff there. You've got Permanent Vacation Tiki Bar, which is now coming up on its first anniversary.
It's part of Copper Rocket there. You go into Copper Rocket. Well, you can't. I think there is a separate entrance, but when you go into Copper Rocket's right there on the right.
Can you find a seat there yet?
Yeah, you got to make reservations.
Has it cooled down a little?
Yeah, you got to make reservations, man. I mean, we have some great restaurants in Maitland too, man. There are a lot of good spots in Maitland. It's really come along.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, reservations at Permanent Vacation have still been kind of tough to come by. I couldn't get one a couple weeks ago. we went to see John Gleese at the Enzian, which was amazing. It was like a bucket list moment.
Who was John Gleese?
John Gleese from Monty
John Cleese.
Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's okay.
From Mighty Python.
Yeah. What was he doing there?
Yeah, he was part of like.
You guys know that John Cleese was in town?
I had no idea.
No clue.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was there for the Florida Film Festival.
I'll be
damned.
damned.
I put it on the credit card. It was a pretty pricey thing, but I took my husband to go see him, and it was amazing.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, you're talking about, the Monty Python movies are considered some of the greatest comedies in the history of film.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Smart guy, really good talk.
Yeah.
Don't sleep on faulty towers.
Yeah,
that's
right.
true. Excellent point. With Maitland, I just wanted to kind of highlight some of the things that are there. Obviously, you've got the iconic Cappies. Did you know there's a covered bridge at Maitland? Have you driven it?
I did not know there was a covered bridge in Maitland.
It's teeny, but it's like you can actually drive a little covered bridge there in Maitland.
It's right off of Horatio, isn't it?
Is,
Yeah, I know exactly where you're talking, on the right-hand side if you're going toward, yeah.
Yeah, so we have a guide to Maitland because, it's a place that a lot of new folks to town move to, or if you get a job in downtown Orlando, it's a good place to move to. So you can find that at orlandodatenightguide.com. If you're ever looking for a subject, if you're not sure what to do on a weekend, you're always welcome to message us at Instagram, and we are happy to provide you with what you're looking for. And, of course, we have orlando-parenting.com as well for all that family fun stuff, because there's a lot of cool things happening at the theme parks. I mentioned last week DreamWorks Land at Universal Orlando and the outhouse slide.
Yep.
It does make tooting sounds, and my son absolutely loved it.
Oh, my God, really? So you slide down the slide and you basically fart the entire time? Is that what happens? Oh, my God, that's a kid's dream.
I know.
He
and some adults.
They don't call it the crop duster?
Yeah. Would you rather have the fart slide or pickleball court?
Right.
Fart slide, pickleball court.
Fart slide.
So the cool thing about DreamWorks Land, it does officially open June 14th, but it's kind of in technical rehearsals now. So if you go to the park now, chances are it will be open. You just can't be mad at guest services if it's not open, because it officially doesn't open until June 14th. Really cool play areas, a lot of water play areas. This is perfect for, like, my kid is 6. And I feel every theme park needs like an open play area. You can't slap these kids in line all day.
You cannot.
They're going to freaking lose their,
Right. And even when
so are you.
And even when you go into Universal in the areas that do have splash pads, they're inevitably packed.
Right.
I mean, just simply because of that very thing. I mean, it's like the box. It's the old Christmas present box thing. They pull the present out and play with the box.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. You take them to a theme park and they want to splash around in the sprinkler, basically,
And that was like, before I became a parent, I was like, man, you spent all this money for a kid to like go to the playground. But yeah, no, this is what you have to do.
And you spend all that money to sit on the sidelines for 15 minutes and not be yelled at.
Yes. And that was
and not be bothered.
one of the things I appreciated. Like, a lot of the play areas have like benches, of course, and they're in the shade. So we grabbed ourselves a treat. I had the kid, run around and play, and I sat for 5 whole minutes, which was just blissful in my world.
Drink a half a bottle of Zephyr Hills vodka. Check out the Instagram. I get it.
That's why we bring in the corksicles and all that. They will never know.
Yeah. They know. They just don't care. They just want you to be happy.
I do not do that. Please do not revoke my annual pass.
She does not do that. I have no evidence. Not at the parks here. Just California. All right. Thank you. Always good seeing you guys. Give it up for Danny Myrie. Again, you miss any of this, JimColbertLive.com will have it under the goods. You can also check out OrlandoDateNightGuide.com. All of that information, plus many, many, many more things to do. And Orlando Parenting
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Orlando-parenting.com.
There you go. Orlando-parenting.com. Yeah, do that as well. All right. Thanks, Annie. Always good seeing you. All right. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back in just 1 sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show. Got a question for you.
Date Night Done Right is brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. Mortgage brokers are better. Why? They do all of their loans through national wholesale lenders. It'll still be your standard FHA, VA, or conventional loan, but they have access to dozens of wholesale banks competing for your business. And government studies prove buyers save $9,400 on average with a mortgage broker. That mortgage guy, Don, will give you a comparison quote today. Just go to thatmortgageguydon.com. It's peace of mind at your fingertips. So don't miss the boat. Compare your quote at thatmortgageguydon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgageguydon.com.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Traffic is heavy along I-4 this afternoon, east and westbound on the interstate as you travel between US 27 and the 429 and between the Beach Line and 535. Accident activity is continuing to cause westbound delays on the Beach Line at Jetport Drive. Looking at a slow ride as well due to accident activity southbound on OBT just north of Sand Lake Road. If you see other traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by MD Now Urgent Care. For over 15 years, Floridians have trusted the physician-led team at MD Now Urgent Care for high-quality health care. From injuries and illnesses to school and sports physicals, MD Now Urgent Care is here to get you back to better. Find a location near you at mdnow.com and use their convenient web check-in today.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
Tired of hearing about rising costs and rising rates? International Diamond Center has the relief you need with a guaranteed best prices. And starting this Saturday, 0% interest financing. Yes, 0%. IDC rolls back interest rates so you can make any purchase and enjoy low monthly payments for 4 years without a dime in interest. And IDC showcases are packed. Engagement rings, wedding bands, eternity bands, earrings, pendants, and our largest selection ever of certified hand-picked diamonds and exclusive designer fashion jewelry. Pick any item, celebrate your love, get the value price you deserve, then spread your payments over 4 years. That $6,000 pair of diamond earrings is just $125 a month. A $12,000 engagement ring is just $250 a month. Everything's affordable with this amazing offer. 4 years, 0.0% financing. There's just one catch. This is a limited time offer just for the month of June. Don't wait. Let IDC help you get the jewelry you've been dreaming of at a price and payment you didn't think was possible. International Diamond Center. 4 Orlando locations. Details at shopidc.com. On approved credit.
The Rolling Stones, live. Stones Tour 24, Hackney Diamonds. Sponsored by AARP, June 3rd, Camping World Stadium. The Rolling Stones, the greatest rock and roll band in the world. Tickets on sale now at rollingstones.com. Your chance to see the Stones.
Yo, it's Angel from the Monsters. You want a big green egg? For the lowest prices anywhere, you got to go to my friends, Wassie's Meat Market. They will deliver and set up your big green egg so that you are cooking before they leave. Follow Wassie's Meat Market on Instagram or go to wassiesmeatmarket.com for your big green egg today.
Hi, this is Earl Ron. New South makes windows that are both energy efficient and hurricane resistant. New South is the factory and eliminates the middleman. New South windows are made in Florida, for Florida homes, by Florida workers, because we know Florida weather.
Going on now, save 35% off factory direct windows and doors. Call 1-800-NEW-WINDOWS.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
This Military Appreciation Month, Navy Federal Credit Union wants to celebrate our members who go above and beyond every single day. That's why we thought you might want to hear some special thank you messages from your friends and family.
I want to give a shout out to my brother AZ1 Archie Castillo.
Hi, I want to give a shout out to my friend Colin, who's currently serving in the Army. Thanks for all you do. Happy Military Appreciation Month.
And from all of us here, happy Military Appreciation Month. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA.
I had a radio listener call me after an accident. The insurance company offered him $700. He hired me that day, and we recovered $100,000. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Potential clients may not obtain same or similar results. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment changeouts and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Between the lines, far beyond legal and ethical limits, and under the surface,
too dangerous or disruptive to the existing status quo.
Hosts Ben Bolin, Matt Frederick, and Noel Brown introduce you to the world of stuff they don't want you to know.
We have officially entered the age of biohacking.
History is riddled with unexplained events. Is somebody messing with us? Now it's time for some answers.
Take us to the edge of the rabbit hole. We'll do the rest.
Listen to Stuff They Don't Want You to Know on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Stuff They Don't Want You to Know and start listening.
For all your windows and doors, go to FASWD.com. That's FASWD.com.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch. Yeah. At The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Woo! Hey, Jim, here's a shower thought for you next time you're in the shower. Okay. I legit take showers listening to you guys. I usually get off work right around 3, takes 30 minutes to get home, and if I'm taking a shower when I get home, I'll pop you on my speaker. So I am butt-ass naked.
Oh, God. I knew he was going to say it. I knew he was going to say it, Deb. It was a matter of time.
As long as we entertain.
407-916-1041 to call our show. Text us easily, 77031. Want to watch us on YouTube? You can do that as well. Check us out, JimColbertLive.com. Slide right through. Give us a click into our channel. Like and subscribe while you're there would be absolutely wonderful, and all your friends as well. That helps us out quite a bit, by the way. Welcome back. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack is here. Yo. By the way, that's a talk back, what you just heard. If you have the iHeartRadio app, you can just go to Real Radio and use the microphone. If you don't download the app, it's free and awesome. They're not going to bother you. It's one of the greatest resources I have on my phone. And then you can go to Real Radio, use the microphone to send your comment to Jack. We'll put you on the air. Superstar, indeed. Indeed. Chad Daybell. I mean, it's breaking news. Chad Daybell is now convicted. If you guys don't remember who that is the, how would you explain it?
He's the doomsday cult guy along with his wife, Lori Vallow Daybell. Yeah. He has just been convicted of the murder of his first wife as well as Lori's children who were found in the backyard of her home after being missing for several months.
Yeah, that was a real crazy story. She has yet to go to trial. She actually had to clear mental, is the word acuity?
No, she has been convicted and she's been sentenced to life in prison.
She did?
Yes.
Okay, did that happen? So that happened before. I thought that she was actually still waiting because they were trying to determine whether or not she was even able to stand trial. But I guess they cleared it up a while ago.
Yeah, she has been convicted of those same 3 murders.
Good Lord. That's not good, dude. That's a crazy scene.
I know.
When they walked up onto them, when they're on that deck in Hawaii, and they're just kind of sitting there, and he's like,
smiling.
Where's your kids? And they're like, we don't ask any questions.
Right.
Yeah. God, so crazy, man. And I guess she was susceptible to that because she had kind of had that tinge before even meeting this guy, and then just went completely in.
Yeah, I mean, once he told her that her children were turning into demons.
Right, yeah.
She no longer saw them as her children.
That's right. She could kill them. Well, I mean, again, have them killed or participate in the killing of them quite easily because she didn't even see them as humans anymore.
No.
He'd convinced her that they were devils.
Yep.
Evil spirits.
Wow.
Yeah, man, that's insane, man. That's your kids.
Yeah, that is insane.
That's clinically insane.
Yep.
And this guy wrote books like this. That's kind of, I believe, how she kind of became involved with this guy is through one of his books or something, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
And she either contacted him as part of one of the book clubs or whatever, and then started a relationship with him. She wasn't a bad-looking woman. That's the thing that's kind of crazy about it. She sometimes
crazy comes in all colors.
I understand that, but why is that though? When you hear a story like that. you automatically expect a woman to be like some haggard.
Because you expect them to be an outcast of society.
You really do.
And stereotypically, pretty people don't tend to be outcasts of society. They seem to be welcome into society.
Yeah, life's easier for people who are good looking. So you don't expect them to have to kind of stoop to that or have these situations even arise in their life, right?
That is the thought.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's no question. If you're good looking, life is easier.
Well, I don't know if I guess Matt Rife agreed. No, Matt Rife says it's more difficult being a good-looking comedian.
Matt Rife is lying through his teeth. Whether Matt Rife understands it. By the way, Matt Rife, a comedian, had a really hot run into last year and this year, kind of cooled off a bit. Stereotypically good-looking dude, I guess, and his crowd was full of young ladies, moms.
But he kind of blew up on social media and then was doing arenas.
Yes,
crazy. Whereas just outside the norm of
right.
your typical stand-up comedian.
Yeah, I would find it there's definitely that cheerleader syndrome for ladies, where you don't get that intellectual respect you expect. You know what I'm saying there?
Yes, yeah,
right.
yeah.
But I would you can't.
But you're surprised when a pretty female is intelligent? Is that what you're referring to?
No. What were you laughing at?
No, it's funny because just make the statement pretty girl, smarts, right, Jack?
No. But the fact is that's the case. I mean, I've heard. I'll tell you where that came from. A girl I went to high school with used to claim that pretty girl syndrome. She could never get asked out because she was very popular, very pretty, nobody would ask her out. They were horrified.
A lot
to
of
get turned down.
actresses, a lot of actresses say they deal with that, and I'm always like, no, you don't.
Look,
you could just go out there and stand on the street corner, and men are gonna. But that's the assumption.
But the crazy thing is that was true with her.
Yeah.
She was overwhelmingly popular and very pretty. And she never had a boyfriend. I never in all of high school, all those years, remember her having somebody she dated. Simply put, she just wouldn't. Nobody would ask her out. She told me about it. She goes, nobody will ask me out.
Oh, that was a softball to you, buddy.
That was.
No.
Did you catch it?
No. She admitted this while I was married. So, I mean,
okay.
That's kind of awkward.
That's a different kind of softball.
It's not a softball, trust me. My wife was right there, I believe, when she said it.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, man.
Now it's getting kinky.
Yeah. I've never heard of a guy dealing with this, but I know good-looking dudes also, it's a little bit easier for life for people who are handsome, obviously. Unless you're grossly talented, I believe that it's pretty tough. You agree with that at all? That for guys, for good-looking dudes, it's easier? Life is easier?
I think life is easier.
Yeah, no question, guys. It is. I mean, if you're good-looking, doors open for you.
Yeah. I was exactly thinking, doors open. I don't know if it's easier, but doors open.
Yeah,
and I
doors-
guess that makes life easier.
Sure, doors definitely open. And look, you could look again. If there's 5 people sitting in a room vying for a job, and they're all equally qualified, chances are the more attractive of whatever is in that room is going to get hired. It's just simple. It works. It's true. The numbers supply it.
I guess you and I just got lucky.
Yeah, we just got lucky.
Toads like us.
Exactly. All right, 407-916-1041. Had lunch with a buddy today that I've known for quite a while. And as we're walking up to the restaurant, he goes, he was kind of limping a little bit. Now, he's about my age, maybe a little bit younger than me, not much. And he goes, man, have you ever dealt with sciatica? And I said, buddy, I've had the train trip from here to Alaska of sciatica, dealt with it from a really young age, 16, 17 years old. And if you don't know what that is, it's that nerve that goes down your left side, down through your ass and your left leg. Mm-hmm. And sometimes if it gets pressured, it can cause really pretty severe pain, sometimes enabling you from walking. And I asked him, I said, well, I've got a thing for you if you want to try it. It's an exercise I did that really helped me out. And he looked at me and he goes, is it acupuncture? And I stopped dead in my tracks and I go, it's not. But it's funny you mentioned that because that's exactly what cured it for me. He looked at me as if he had found somebody who understands him and says, I'm not kidding, it says, me too. It's almost like in Ghostbusters 1. I can't explain that joke anyway. But it's exactly what happened. He got acupuncture, and he's still suffering with it a little bit. I got it, and I suffered with this forever. And I will tell you, I told him this story today. When I walked into the acupuncture office, and I was sitting there in the lobby, I was at my wit's end because it was painful every minute of my life. It was And it was bad pain. Like the only time it wasn't awful was lying down in bed. Any movement whatsoever, it just felt like a hot piece of steel running from your heel all the way up to your shoulder blade. And it didn't stop. And I was genuinely I was like, I've got to do something. I'm not going to become a pill addict, and I don't even know if it would affect it. And I remember going to acupuncture and laughing at myself while sitting in the room.
Because you didn't think needles in your toes were going to help your back?
Laughing at myself, calling myself a clown for being in there and giving these people money. And I'm thinking, what are you doing? And I just really put my head in my hands thinking, what are you doing? You're in here, and this is such a clown show. This is all goof. This is goof stuff that only the fringe of society uses. And they did the acupuncture on me, and 2 days later, I was jumping rope.
Yeah,
it was,
and that's bravo for you, but I would say fringe of society if you mean,
millions of Asians.
Millennia of Eastern medicine.
No question.
Thousands of years old, but okay.
No question. And look, I looked it up and I said, well, these people are doing it for quite a while. Maybe let's lean on this.
Do you have a name for the voice in your head that you constantly have to prove is wrong?
Yeah, it's Jim.
Same as yours, huh?
So I got that. I told him, I said, I got that acupuncture, buddy, and it was an absolute game changer for me, to be quite honest with you. And look, here's the thing. It could be coincidence, I guess.
Oh, how long do you think acupuncture has been in use in some form?
$3,000 years.
2,500.
Wow. It works. Man, does it work. All right, 407-916-1041. Colbert Court up next.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
I know that we have a lot of officers who listen to the show. I hope that you find yourself in the good column. It's bad for a lot of
Honestly, I think the kind of police officer that goes on power trips like that has stopped listening to you a while ago.
Not true. Not untrue.
News junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Fox 35 Storm Team Meteorologist Noah Bergen here. Mostly sunny on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Mostly sunny, upper 80s to near 90. Thing to know about this weekend, gusty winds, an east wind 10 to 25 miles an hour all weekend. A little rough beach and boating weather, so heads up for that. To be honest with you, drought continues to get worse. It's a very late start to the rainy season this year. I really find rain chances pretty minimal for at least the next week across Central Florida.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Need to hire? You need Indeed. Their end-to-end solution helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all year round. Schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from your Indeed dashboard. Learn more by visiting Indeed.com/credit.
I love playing pranks on my sister, and this deal going on at McDonald's is my chance to take the lead. Enjoy any 2 items for $3.79. From the iconic McDouble, the McChicken, a 4-piece chicken McNuggets, small fries, to even a small soft drink. I'm gonna pair my McDouble with her small fries, but secretly pull her fries out of the bag. She won't even notice. Hey, where'd the fries go? Sounds like my prank just got fried. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Single item at regular price.
What's better than air conditioning? A portable air conditioner you can take anywhere. Enter McDonald's frozen drinks. I call them air cup-ditioners. Air cup-ditioners come in all my fave flavors, like frozen Coke, frozen Fanta Blue Raspberry, and frozen Sprite Limonade. And they're incredibly cost-effective. Any size is just $1.49 after breakfast hours. My air cup-ditioner is on full blast. There are drinks. And there are drinks from McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Coca-Cola, Fanta, Sprite, and Limonade are registered trademarks of the Coca-Cola Company.
Did you know that your largest investment asset might not be your retirement account or home? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. Most people don't realize that their life insurance policy is actually an asset they can sell. But for almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. We've even created a free policy value calculator at abacuspays.com so you can find out in seconds what we might pay for your policy. There are no fees and no obligations, just information. Knowing the value of your life insurance policy is as important as knowing the value of your home, your equity portfolio, or your finances in total. Discover the valuable information you need to understand the current market value for your life insurance. and then get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Visit abacuspays.com to learn more and use our free policy value calculator today.
Tired of hearing about rising costs and rising rates? International Diamond Center has the relief you need with a guaranteed best prices. And starting this Saturday, 0% interest financing. Yes, 0%. IDC rolls back interest rates so you can make any purchase and enjoy low monthly payments for 4 years without a dime in interest. And IDC showcases are packed. Engagement rings, wedding bands, eternity bands, earrings, pendants, and our largest selection ever of certified hand-picked diamonds and exclusive designer fashion jewelry. Pick any item, celebrate your love, get the value price you deserve, then spread your payments over 4 years. That $6,000 pair of diamond earrings is just $125 a month. A $12,000 engagement ring is just $250 a month. Everything's affordable with this amazing offer. 4 years, 0.0% financing. There's just one catch. This is a limited time offer just for the month of June. Don't wait. Let IDC help you get the jewelry you've been dreaming of at a price and payment you didn't think was possible. International Diamond Center. 4 Orlando locations. Details at shopidc.com. Unapproved credit.
Think identity theft won't happen to you? Think again. There's a new victim every 3 seconds in the U.S., over 15 million this year alone, and many don't even know they're victims. LifeLock alerts you to identity threats you could miss even when you monitor your credit. If your identity's stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft, but everyone can save up to 25% their first year with my name, Clay, as the promo code at LifeLock.com.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-522-5700. 800-522-5700.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war in term life. Industry rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110 level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call for a free quote today. 800-200-2250. That's 800-200-2250. Don't wait. Call 800-200-2250. 800-200-2250. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
Hey guys and lady, how many of the three of you have ever put bugles on your fingertips and then ate them one by one? Or you could do that with olives, but bugles are tastiest. That was a good time when I was a kid.
Oh, God.
And I still do it today.
Okay.
Have a great one.
Thank you, buddy. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is right there.
Hello.
Jack is here as well.
Olives.
Let's do Colbert Court.
What you are listening to is real. Well, sort of. The participants are not actors. That's a fact. This is, however, a real case that will be decided here in our forum, the Colbert Court.
That's right, Colbert Court brought to you by Glenn Klausman or Klausman Law. That's KLAUSMAN Law.com. Office is right there in Winter Park. 407-917-1718. Car crash. Call him, Glenn Klausman at Klausman Law. Good and loud for our friend, Glenn Klausman.
Yay!
What's up
Thank
there?
you, as always.
What's up there, Pink Tie? How you doing, buddy?
Good.
Don't see you rock the pink tie very often. Special occasion today?
No, I had a hearing, a Zoom hearing with the court, and just thought I'd wear a pink tie.
Yeah, that's nice. Very good.
You wear pants on those?
Missed that. What did you say, Jack?
You wear pants on those Zoom?
Absolutely. I'm wearing pants. I'm wearing nice pants today, but I have comfortable shoes.
Yeah, you do have comfy shoes.
Yeah.
Do you get any crap for your tennis shoes with the suit thing, or is it just pretty much understood?
Nobody said anything.
Nobody cares anything.
No, no one
as long as
cares.
the argument's good.
Yeah, the argument's good. You know, they don't see your shoes on the Zoom thing.
Let me ask you real quick. I know you argue cases. Is primarily in Seminole, Orange County.
Orange, Seminole, Volusia, Brevard.
Yeah.
Primarily Osceola.
Out of curiosity, because
we've
never asked you this before. Is it more difficult to argue a case in front of a female judge or a male judge? Does it matter at all?
Does not matter at all.
Not one bit.
Not one bit.
No. Does it change the way you approach the case at all?
Not really.
No.
You try to get as much information as you can about the judge and their their particular rules, their personality, how they like to do things.
If you found out like a certain judge, you knew their favorite color was red, would you wear a red tie?
That would be a smart move, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
I think so.
That would be a smart move.
I'm going to keep an eye on this, but I did want to let you know we do have breaking news. We do have a verdict in the Trump hush money case. They haven't announced it yet, so you guys continue to speak, and I will continue to troll and see what I can find. But I did want to let you know we do have a decision from the jury.
Now,
that means it is not a hung jury. We're going to either have an acquittal or conviction on one or more charges.
So this is very interesting. We do have a case, but I find this considerably more interesting because, this is a really big deal. This is an election year. Of course, there are a great portion of this country believes that this case is a setup case, hush money case, that's just kind of fabricated. Obviously the charges aren't that because they did make it to court. People don't understand that sometimes, that there's an opportunity for a case not to even make it to court if it doesn't make it through, right? If you can't prove that there's enough evidence to charge, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So if the judge deems that there's enough evidence to move forward, usually there's a case. If not, there's not, right?
Correct. You're absolutely right.
So in this case, there was enough compelling evidence for the judge to move forward with the trial.
Sure, there's absolutely enough to convict. The question is there enough to convict beyond and to the exclusion of every reasonable doubt? Is there enough to convince 12 jurors to agree to that? And I think it's unlikely that 12 jurors would agree to that. I thought there'd be a hung jury, especially when you have one of the jurors being an attorney who said he gets his news from X, which is, of course,
formerly Twitter. Right?
Yeah, we know it's Trump. He's getting his news from the Trump website.
Right. Well,
so why they would leave a fellow like that on the jury?
Right. Yeah.
Maybe he's able to convince other people to go along with an acquittal on all charges. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Now, let me ask you. Because I find this interesting because we've heard before in murder cases. Of course, this is not a murder case. This is. There is a felonious aspect of this, but it's like third degree. It's not like one of these things where you rob somebody with a gun or anything.
Correct.
But even with that said, we've always heard that if it's a short deliberation for the jury, that's usually bad news for the defendant. Do you find that to be the case?
No, not at all.
Not at all.
No, you cannot make that statement.
So deliberations the time of deliberation really doesn't matter when it comes to the decision. It could happen quickly or it could take days.
Right. Does not happen with a case that took this so long to put this case on, so much evidence, so many witnesses. The fact that it took 2 days, there's no way to guess whether it's a conviction or acquittal on all charges.
Yeah, if you're just tuning into the Jim Colbert Show, breaking news, ABC News is reporting that the jury has a verdict in the Trump hush money case. We are compiling evidence or compiling information right now, and we'll give you a report as soon as we hear anything. So that's interesting because I've always heard that with cases, is the shorter the time the jurors deliberate over the case, it's usually worse news for the defendant, and they only ask for a couple pieces of evidence while in deliberation. Was that also a bit surprising considering how long this has been going on?
No, not really. And in Florida, what we usually see is the jury gets the jury instructions read to them, and then they get to take them back to the jury room, so they don't have to ask to have them reread again. It's different in New York. In Florida, this case would be a 6-person jury.
Would it really?
New York is a 12-person jury.
Wow, really?
So it's much harder to convict somebody when you have to get 12 people to agree than it is to get 6 people to agree. And in a criminal case, if it's an open and shut criminal case and the jury's out for a short period of time, yes, normally that means it's a conviction.
Right.
But most of the time, those cases are fairly open and shut.
Right. Now, when juries deliberate like that, I know that there's usually a foreperson. Is that foreperson usually voted on by the people who are on the jury, or is that foreperson designated by the judge or that county or state?
The foreperson is always selected by the jurors. The jurors get together and they decide who the foreperson is going to be.
And just from your experience, is there a makeup of what a foreperson looks like? Is it usually male? Is it usually female? Does the person usually have a job of leadership? I mean, what usually designates a foreperson in a jury?
Alpha type personality, maybe?
That's a great question. Usually a person with a more education, more alpha personality, that sort of thing would be a foreperson. In this case, maybe you'd think one of the engineers or one of the lawyers would be the foreperson. But sometimes what you see is that person in the jury room says, no, I don't need to be the foreperson. And even though they may be very aggressive in leading what's going on in the jury room deliberations, they sit back and let somebody else act as the foreperson.
And what advantage would that be? I mean, do people nominate themselves? Do people walk in and go, you know what, I think, looking at the crowd here, I think I should be the foreperson? Or do they write it on a piece of paper and put it in a hat and the person gets the most votes? How does that go down?
It just depends on what the jurors do when they get back in the jury room, how they want to decide it. I think probably they start talking amongst themselves and asking amongst themselves who would like to be the foreperson. And some people say, look, this person seems to know a lot more about what's going on here than I do, and he can do it. And that person might say, no, I don't want to do it. Someone else over here can do it. And they just end up agreeing on who the foreperson is. Usually that shouldn't take a whole lot of time.
Yeah, but there are no qualifications. But with this case, we talked about this a little yesterday, Glenn.
Okay.
Because with the E. Jean Carroll case with Trump, the judge, after the case was over, told the jurors, hey, look, you're welcome to talk about this. I would strongly suggest that you did not. Right. And we talked about yesterday. I posed the question the day before. I can't remember. I posed the question like, do you think that, voting on convicting a former president of the United States of America, regardless of the facts, weighs on these people to the point where they think, what is the retribution going to be here? Because we've seen this before with Trump followers. Some of the Trump followers can be very vigorous when it comes to explaining themselves, and sometimes can be downright violent. Do they worry about, as a foreperson, do you want to be that person in a situation like this, knowing what could be waiting for you on the other side?
Yeah, that's correct. You saw what happened on what some people call an insurrection, which is what it appeared to be. But you have jurors weighing on the fact that if their identity gets out and they had agreed to convict Donald Trump, that may have some bad consequences for them. Hopefully the judge, hopefully there's a way that their identities don't get out.
Right.
But you can't guarantee it. And if you're sitting on that jury, that's something obviously you would consider. Also, it's such a historical case. It's so much interest that I'm sure some of these jurors are going to be writing books and that sort of thing about their experience.
Here with Glenn Clausman, of course, personal injury attorney specializing in car accidents here in Central Florida, sitting with us today for Colbert Court. We just had the news that the jury does have a verdict in the Trump hush money case. Usually we'll cover a case here and kind of get at this. I think this is considerably more interesting, Glenn.
Sure,
I hope you don't mind this deviation.
No. This could be 20, 30 minutes, though, before you're going to get the verdict.
That's exactly what they said, about a half an hour before we wind up getting it.
Yeah.
God, I did have another question on the tip of my tongue. Jack, did you have any questions about this whole thing?
Well, just, when you're sequestered, and first of all, was the jury sequestered?
No, they weren't.
They weren't. So they could go home at night, and they had Memorial Day weekend to, with their family, but they're supposed to avoid news of one of the biggest trials, that's getting worldwide coverage.
Yeah, this is a global case. Every single day when I visit websites that are based in other countries, this is still one of the leading stories. I mean, this is unprecedented in this country.
It's fascinating me, and it is a challenge because, like we talked about yesterday, you have that added pressure of, do you want to be anonymous beyond this, or take advantage of an opportunity, like as Glenn just mentioned, and write a book? Try and monetize it, but also you have to put yourself out there.
Right. Are we going to be able to carry this live, by the way?
Yeah, but they will not. It'll be announced, and then the news department will say it live. So
because there's no cameras in the courtroom,
gotcha.
So the verdict will be read in the next 30 minutes inside the New York courtroom. So we won't have any audio or video of that. We'll have to wait till they come out and then report how it's 34 counts. So it may take a while.
But any audio available, we will have.
Got it.
Yeah. What will happen is the jury will be called back in. They'll all sit down. Donald Trump and all the attorneys and the state attorneys will all be there. the judge will say, do you have a verdict? And the foreperson will stand up and say, yes, we have a verdict. And the judge will say, please hand the verdict. They write it all out on a piece of paper to the clerk. The clerk gets the verdict. The clerk looks at it to make sure it's facially completed.
Right. They'll ask don't they ask the foreperson if that is correct?
No. What happens next is the foreperson gives the paper to the clerk, or the bailiff gets it to the clerk. The clerk gives it to the judge. The judge looks at it and asks the jury if that's their verdict, and he reads it. And then after he reads it, either side can ask that the jury be what's called polled, which means each of the jurors are asked, is this your verdict? And each juror has to say, yes, that's my verdict. If one of the jurors says, no, that's not my verdict, then you got a problem because it was not a unanimous verdict, and they have to go back and try to figure out what's going on. But that's not going to happen here.
Right.
They're going to have it.
Yeah, because when they say it, they come out. Obviously, they're all in conjunction, or they're all in. They all agree that this is the verdict. So, do you think is this fast for you? Did you think it was going to come out this quickly?
Less than 12 hours?
I didn't really think about it that much.
Yeah, didn't think about it at all.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Hey, Glenn, yesterday we were talking about when you're picking a jury, would you rather have a highly intelligent jury or just more your average common man type of jury, for lack of a better term? What are your thoughts when it comes to when you have a jury in front of you?
Yeah, you want people that are going to have some empathy for your client in the kind of work I do. I do injury law, and you want somebody that's going to be somewhat empathetic, that will listen to everything. You have to be very careful that you're going to get some strong-willed, highly educated people that may not be empathetic and may control the other people. There's a lot of qualifications you look at, and it's really guesswork too, because sometimes what you do also is sometimes you can look at social media, and you can find out about the people from looking at social media. That happens quite a bit these days. But there's really no way to say exactly what you're looking for, because you don't know who the people are that the judge is going to bring in and sit in that box, 1 through 25 or 1 through 40, however many there are, and you go person by person, trying to figure out who you want to keep and who you don't want to keep. And you've only got a certain number of challenges you can make to get rid of someone, and once those challenges are done, you can't get rid of anybody else.
That's pretty much it.
And if somebody is obviously biased, you tell the judge, look, this person is obviously biased. They're not going to give us a fair shake. Either side can do that, and the judge would excuse that person if that person has said, yeah, I think one side or the other starting ahead of the other side.
That is the chess game of this, right? Getting the right jurors in there. I would think, is that the most important part of it before you start arguing? Obviously, is the makeup of the jury?
Some lawyers believe, and I think there is a lot of truth to it, that the case is won or lost on jury selection.
I would agree with that 100%.
Yeah. And that's why I said you've got a lawyer on this jury that got his news from X, Twitter, and I was shocked that the prosecutor kept that person on there.
Let me ask another question, because one of the common things that I misunderstood this as well. There are 30, how many counts? 39?
34.
34 counts total.
Right.
So I think, and I believe this, I had no idea, not within reason, that some of these counts you don't have to be found guilty or not guilty on all counts.
Correct.
That the jury can find you guilty of certain counts and then not guilty of other counts.
Absolutely correct.
And they'll go count by count, and then the jury will decide whether or not that now, with them only deliberating for 12 hours, does that mean that it looks like it could be unanimous across the counts? Because you know what I'm saying? When it comes to all 34, it would seem odd that in 12 hours they can make a decision on 34 different counts. So does it look like a blanket yes or a blanket no in your opinion?
Yeah, I think it looks like a blanket yes or no. I mean, I don't know specifically what each count is and the evidence presented to each single count, but my guess would be it's going to be either a straight acquittal or a finding of guilt on a couple of some of the accounts, but obviously not all of them.
Yeah. Wow.
Obviously not all of them. My guess would be acquittal.
Yeah. You think he's going to get acquitted?
My guess would be acquittal based upon the fact you got somebody on there that probably said, I will never convict him.
Yeah.
And the other jurors, had to make that decision also.
Well, okay, so hold on now. You think one person saying no can swing 11 other people to also say no? You believe that's more common than it just being hung?
I've had it happen.
Yeah.
I've had it happen.
One person.
Changed
the entire jury's outlook.
Changed the entire jury's outlook in our favor. And
is this because they just want to go home?
No, it's because this one person believed that it would be wrong to convict the person.
Is it because the other 11 people want to go home?
Yeah, sure. If the one person says there's no way ever I'm going to agree, and then they all start talking about it, and then maybe there's some more people that agree with that one person, and finally those that are not in agreement are going to come around rather than figure they're going to sit there because they're never going to convince this guy. And maybe the fact that this one person believes this way is, if you're going to acquit, it's because that person has a reasonable reason, which means there's a reasonable doubt. And even if you think that the person is guilty of it, if you don't think that it's been proven beyond and to the exclusion of every reasonable doubt, then you're supposed to acquit.
Counselor, two things I want to say. One is everyone should have uninsured and underinsured motorist coverage.
Absolutely.
And
Number one
two,
thing.
the most important question of this segment, what's in that box that you brought in
Oh, you know
today?
what's in that box, dude? It's biscotti from Mazzaro's.
Biscotti, yeah, I was over there this weekend, brought some back for y'all.
Very nice.
Actually, I brought 2 boxes because I was kind of concerned that the one of them was getting shared.
Hey, one more quick question.
Sure.
If they do acquit,
right,
it's all done.
All done.
If it's a hung jury, which we know it's not because they do have a verdict. If he is found guilty, there is no chance of him doing jail time, correct? I read yesterday that even guilty counts on some of the more serious stuff would almost, because he has no prior record, no history of violence, no history of any of this stuff, that more than likely he would get 12 months of probation of some sort and some fines. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with that. Sure.
Yeah. Well, buddy, always,
Yep.
We love your insight. I mean, these are things that we just simply don't know, and we love hearing you talk about it. But I really appreciate your insight today.
Yeah, you know, what's going to happen, though, is if there is an acquittal, I mean, it's going to be this was all a kangaroo court, this was all fabricated, this was all, when that's not really the case.
Most people think it's a win-win situation for Donald Trump either way. For a campaign trail fodder, it's going to be a win-win. None of these cases, again, are him robbing a bank or pulling a gun on somebody or a hit and run or a DUI into a daycare. None of that stuff happened, so a lot of people don't believe that carries a whole lot of weight. And it's not going to swing. It's not going to swing the voting at all. I mean, not. I don't believe not even 2%. I don't believe. I mean, maybe he needs that. Who knows?
Yeah, I think a conviction would have swayed it to a little degree. And there's only maybe 3, 4, 5, 6 states that matter in this upcoming election. And the voting in those states was so razor thin last time, that a few votes here and there could swing an election.
Sure could. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Glenn, as always, thank you again, buddy.
Thanks.
Big hand. All right,
got a beard.
407-916-1041. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show as we continue coverage of the verdict that is in right now in the Donald Trump hush money case. We are gathering information. We'll be ready to go to give you every single thing you need to know about this as soon as we get it. And of course, we are tuned in, so stay tuned to Real Radio 104.1 for all the information about this case happening as we speak.
Orlando City is in New Jersey to face the New York Red Bulls this Saturday. Coverage starts at 7 p.m. on Real Radio 104.1 and is brought to you by WG Sports Center. Discover indoor soccer. For details and to join their team, follow at WG Sports Center.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Heavy delays reported on I-4 east and westbound this afternoon by the major attractions exits. Heavy stop-and-go delays reported westbound on the 408 due to accident activity blocking the left shoulder at Mills Avenue, causing backed-up traffic from the Conway Toll Plaza. If you see any other traffic problems today, just make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Dell Technologies.
Seasons change. Why not your tech? Upgrade now during the Dell Technologies Summer Sale event and save on select PCs like the XPS 16 powered by Intel Core processors. Exceptional prices await you at Dell.com/deals.
That mortgage guy, Don, has been helping people with their mortgage needs for over 20 years, including myself. One of the things I love the most was that mortgage guy, Don, will work tirelessly to help with your purchase or refinance. And that's not just my opinion, but Michael R. agrees. From this past December, he said, quote, Don and his team were very informative and looked at every avenue available to make things happen, end quote. And again, I can attest to that. If there is a way to make your mortgage or refinance happen, that mortgage guy, Don, is going to find it. So don't miss the boat. Compare your quote at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgageguyDon.com.
This Military Appreciation Month, Navy Federal Credit Union wants to celebrate our members who go above and beyond every single day. That's why we thought you might want to hear some special thank you messages from your friends and family.
I want to give a shout out to my brother AZ1 Archie Castillo.
Hi, I want to give a shout out to my friend Colin, who's currently serving in the Army. Thanks for all you do. Happy Military Appreciation Month.
And from all of us here, happy Military Appreciation Month. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Download the iHeartRadio app and listen to thousands of live radio stations, podcasts, and stream unlimited music playlists for any mood or activity. Powered by City Kia, Central Florida's favorite auto dealer.
City Kia.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For over 35 years, we've grown by offering our clients more offices, more lawyers, and recovering more than $20 billion. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney. And the truth is, I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney or if I look like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call, and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare, or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-822-1490. 800-822-1490. 800-822-1490.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go, shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Haley, quote, "Navage is the best thing I bought. I love it. My nose feels so clear now and I can breathe. I've been struggling with a stuffy nose for weeks. I bought Navage and it's amazing." Or this one, "I use Navage every night, could not imagine life without it. I have 5 cats, and before I found Navage, I was a clogged mess. Now I breathe so much better." Unquote. Those are 2 of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anajar and Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
New South Window Solutions. Made in Florida for Florida homes by Florida workers. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
Hey, Jim and crew. Avid podcast listener, and you guys were talking about the jury thing yesterday. If I was a juror, my vote would be influenced because I would be afraid of what his followers might do to the jury if they ended up voting guilty. I don't know what might happen, but it would weigh on my mind just because going into this trial, I'm thinking to myself, I have seen some weird stories come out of with Trump, and I don't know. It would be weighing on my mind, but love you guys. Have a good day.
You got it, buddy? All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack is here as well.
I am.
And, of course, the news of the day is just breaking. The jury does have a verdict in the Donald Trump hush money case. We are tuned into ABC News right now. They went from the chumps and brought in Dave Muir the minute that this broke.
Oh, yeah, you get,
they got to get the star out there.
You put your best guy in the chair.
Get the face.
The jury is entering the courtroom as we speak.
So that means we will probably get this decision while we're on the air this break. We'll actually will not break until we get this decision right now. Yeah, we'll just stay on the air. We'll blow through the break at 5:15 if we have to, but we will get this. Deb, you have anything for us, or just
no? Just that the jury has just entered the courtroom.
Yeah, just kind of waiting on everything to kind of come down. I don't know what the protocol is, Deb. Do they bring him in, give him more instructions? Do they bring him in and just get right to it? Any idea?
I don't know, and I don't know how it differs from Florida court.
Yeah.
Well, I was surprised that Trump was already in the courtroom. Like, it's like they were there. I don't know if they've been there all day or if they only came in when they knew they had a verdict. Because I didn't think you would wait around all day, not knowing how long deliberations could go on.
You can't leave.
Right.
You can't leave because you don't know when the verdict's in, and you have to be in the courthouse when the verdict is read.
They broke for lunch, and then after lunch, they came back and reached their verdict fairly quickly.
Yeah, matter of fact, and of course, this is in movies and in television. When they
where do we get most of our information, Jim?
When they represent this, they basically go out and wait in the hallways and just sit around. It's almost like being at the DMV. You're just kind of waiting until you're called in, but you can't leave because if you get across town and the jury comes up with a verdict, you got to go in there and do your thing. So you got to stay close. I'm sure they have a suite or something set up for him with Secret Service so he can stay safe. Maybe he just stayed right there in the courtroom. I don't know. He still gets protection from the country, though, because he was a former president. I wonder what the initial rest of the day is going to be like. Either way, acquitted or guilty, what the rest of the day is going to be like.
For whom?
For whomever. For the country, Jack. I mean,
right.
Yeah, for all of us, because we're all Americans. Regardless of your political affiliation, we are all under the one flag.
I would suppose it's going to be the predominant dinner table conversation.
Yeah, for the rest of the weekend, I would think. Yeah, because here's the thing. Now, let me ask this question, because I do not know this. And, of course, Glenn had to leave. He's got his life or whatever. But if he is found guilty today, do they cuff him?
I don't believe so.
And take him into custody again and do another mugshot? Or is the mugshot that he already did sufficient for him? Because, again, like they said before when they took the initial mugshot, everybody knows who Trump is, especially in this country. Everybody does. So I wonder if they do that again. Do they go through the process of arresting him or taking him into custody? Because at that point, he will be, he would be guilty. And if he's not guilty, you're about to hear, oh, go ahead.
So we have the first 3 counts. So far, he has been found guilty on the first 3 counts out of the 34 that he's facing. So as these continue to come out, we'll let you know. Now, this is per Twitter, NBC News. The Trump table has gone from smiling to looking sour. They are very serious now. Now we have guilty on the first 6 charges. Trump has his arm crossed in front of his chest. Trump and his attorney Blanche looks resigned and occasionally whispering to each other. So far, we're up to 9 counts of guilty as they continue to roll in out of the 34. Now we're up to 10 counts of guilty. Guilty on 11 counts. 12. 13 counts of guilty out of 34. 14 counts of guilty. Now we're up to 15. 16 counts of guilty out of 34. 17 guilty.
Guilty on half the count so far.
Yeah.
Now more than half, up to guilty on count 18. Count 19 guilty as well. Count 20 guilty. Still waiting on 21 through 34. 21 is also guilty. Guilty on 22. We definitely do not have a hung jury. We do have a verdict so far. It's guilty on on 24 counts out of 34. Guilty on 25 counts. Count 26 is guilty as well. Count 27 guilty. 28 is guilty. 29. 30. Now, we're watching this on ABC News Live, so our stream could be a little bit slow. Someone else has texted us at 77031, guilty on all 34 counts.
Donald Trump, former president of the United States of America, is found guilty on all 34 accounts of his hush money case in New York.
Wow. I am surprised.
President ABC News reporting former President Trump found guilty of falsifying business records in New York hush money trial. All 34 counts. Former President Donald Trump is guilty. We're still gathering information as it comes in. Of course, this is happening as we speak. We were pausing so that they could update the board on all counts to give you the count. How do you guys feel? The funny thing is, even for people who do not or are not Trump fans, for people who are not Trump followers, this has to be a jarring thing. Do you feel that do you feel that people feel vindicated for this?
So personally, how do I feel? There's an uneasiness because I am concerned. I know how in the past Donald Trump has handled this, and it's usually to go to the next level and ramp up. He doesn't tend to back down.
In the poker game, we've talked about this. He's not a caller or folder.
Right.
Donald Trump is a razor or an all-in guy. He doesn't F around with that. It's all in.
And it's bombastic. And so, that is going to raise the temperature, I believe. And then my concern is there's a portion of his followers that, might see an opportunity where they feel they need to kind of make themselves heard and take action in a way that would concern me.
All right.
So that is my uneasiness. I am not, I'm surprised that the verdict came in. I was expecting a hung jury. I didn't think they'd get 12 people to agree.
You heard him say the evidence. Glenn said the evidence, as this is as an attorney.
Yeah,
the evidence was overwhelming against him.
Yeah,
and that's with 3 attorneys as part of the jury.
Right? Yeah. So it must have been really overwhelming. All right, let's take a little break. Here's what we're going to do. I want to take some phone calls on this. 407-916-1041. How you feeling right now? Former president of the United States of America, for the first time in this country's history, has been convicted of 34 counts in a New York trial for falsifying information in his business records. I would love to hear how you feel right now as an American. 407-916-1041. We'll take a little break. You guys load them up. We'll take some calls right after this.
Dancing naked around your kitchen is a lot better with your best friends.
Seriously.
I mean,
why would you encourage that?
Just say, Alexa, play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Heavy delays reported on I-4 east and westbound this afternoon by the major attractions exits. Heavy stop-and-go delays reported westbound on the 408 due to accident activity blocking the left shoulder at Mills Avenue, causing backed-up traffic from the Conway Toll Plaza. If you see any other traffic problems today, just make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Batteries Plus. Power on this spring and summer with Batteries Plus. In stores and online too, you'll find batteries for your car, RV, boat, motorcycle, ATV, golf cart, and more. Life's waiting. Power on with Batteries Plus. Visit one of over 700 locations today.
This Father's Day, get Dad a brand new grill at a great price from our friends over at Tools Ace Hardware. Up to $300 off a brand new Traeger grill. That way Dad can get that beautiful wood-fired flavor when he cooks for the family. Or maybe Dad likes propane grills. Well, how about $150 off a grill from Napoleon? Tools Ace also carries grills and pizza ovens from Big Green Egg, Weber, Rectech, Gosney, and Uni. And look, when you buy a grill from Tools Ace Hardware, you get free assembly and free local local delivery on grill purchases $3.99 and up. It's Tools Ace Hardware. They have 13 convenient locations here in Central Florida, or you can just shop online at acehardware.com. It's Tools Ace, your Father's Day place.
Cento Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Cento Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at centomoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
The number one cause of accidents is distracted driving, like cell phones, eating, and playing with the radio. So leave it right here on Real Radio. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment changeouts and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Last season, millions tuned into the Betrayal podcast to hear a shocking story of deception. I'm Andrea Gunning, and now we're sharing an all-new story of betrayal. Justin Rutherford. Doctor, father, family man. It was the perfect cover to hide behind.
I was just like, what in the world is going on?
Listen to Betrayal on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Betrayal and start listening.
I love playing pranks on my sister, and this deal going on at McDonald's is my chance to take the lead. Enjoy any 2 items for $3.79. From the iconic McDouble, the McChicken, a 4-piece chicken McNuggets, small fries, to even a small soft drink. I'm gonna pair my McDouble with her small fries, but secretly pull her fries out of the bag. She won't even notice. Hey, where'd the fries go? Sounds like my prank just got fried. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Single item at regular price.
What's better than air conditioning? A portable air conditioner you can take anywhere. Enter McDonald's frozen drinks. I call them air cup-ditioners. Air cup-ditioners come in all my fave flavors, like frozen Coke, frozen Fanta Blue Raspberry, and frozen Sprite Limonade. And they're incredibly cost-effective. Any size is just $1.49 after breakfast hours. My air cup-ditioner is on full blast. There are drinks. And there are drinks from McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Coca-Cola, Fanta, Sprite, and Limonade are registered trademarks of the Coca-Cola Company.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go: shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms: irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Do you have a life insurance policy of $100,000 or more that you don't need? Well, don't lapse or surrender your policy. You might be sitting on a gold mine. That's right. You may be able to sell all or part of your life insurance policy to Coventry for cash, or a combination of cash and coverage with no future premiums, even a term policy. Call Coventry Direct at 800-411-8300 or visit coventrydirect.com to find out if you're sitting on a gold mine. That's 800-411-8300. For over 25 years, we've helped thousands of people sell their policies, and we can probably help you too. Call us today at 800-411-8300 or visit coventrydirect.com to find out if you're sitting on a gold mine. That's 800-411-8300. Call now.
The free iHeart app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like Real Fun Beach Radio. Real Fun Beach Radio is commercial-free all summer and gives you that toes in the sand beach music vibe 24/7. I'm picking up good vibrations. Just open the free iHeart app, search Real Fun Beach Radio, and start listening. iHeart Radio. Free never sounded so good.
New South Window Solutions. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch at The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Jim, I'm a 43-year-old male from Melbourne. I've cried for my country twice, 9/11 and January 6th. And although this isn't a conviction for the treason that happened on January 6th, it has made me a little teary-eyed that there is justice in this world, even for a rich former president, that no one is above the law. Thank you, Deb, for reading these counts, guilty or not guilty. You were a professional, and I appreciate you bringing the...
There you go. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And Jack is as well.
I am.
If you're just tuning in, breaking news. Former President Donald Trump has been found guilty on all 34 counts of his hush money trial in New York. The jury just read the verdicts, or the judge just read the verdicts. The jury agrees. This is a shock to a lot of people. Actually, people in the texting service are texting me. A lot of the people I talked to during the week, other attorneys, also had said that they thought possibly that he was going to as well. Go. All right, let's go. Come on, let's go.
This was a rigged trial by a conflicted judge who was corrupt. It's a rigged trial, a disgrace. They wouldn't give us a venue change. We were at 5% or 6% in this district, in this area. This was a rigged, disgraceful trial. The real verdict is going to be November 5th by the people. And they know what happened here, and everybody knows what happened here. You have a Soros-backed DA and the whole thing. We didn't do a thing wrong. I'm a very innocent man, and it's okay. I'm fighting for our country. I'm fighting for our Constitution. Our whole country is being rigged right now. This was done by the Biden administration in order to wound or hurt an opponent, a political opponent. And I think it's just a disgrace. And we'll keep fighting. We'll fight till the end, and we'll win, because our country's gone to hell. We don't have the same country anymore. We have a divided mess. We're a nation in decline, serious decline. Millions and millions of people pouring into our country right now, from prisons and from mental institutions, terrorists, and they're taking over our country. We have a country that's in big trouble. But this was a rigged decision right from day one, with a conflicted judge who should have never been allowed to try this case, never. And we will fight for our Constitution. This is long from over. Thank you very much.
There you go. We knew he was going to appeal. Has already said that.
Well, he could face up to 4 years in prison, depending on the judge's sentence, which will happen later. He is allowed to walk out of court today a free man. The judge has the discretion to reduce his sentence to a fine, probation, or supervision. Again, he was found guilty of 34 counts of falsifying records before the 2016 election to hide payments to adult film star Stormy Daniels.
There you go. All right, let's get some of these calls. We have a lot of people. They filled the phones up immediately. Let's get some opinions from people out there in Orlando and how they are feeling today regarding this conviction of former President Donald Trump. Let's get right to it. Denise, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
I am super fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing great.
This is the best birthday I've ever had.
Happy birthday.
So, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Best gift I could have ever been given on my birthday. I do have some concerns like Jack had said earlier, but for right now, best birthday gift ever.
All right, thank you very much. I appreciate your call. 407-916-1041. Hey, Abby, how you doing? Welcome to the program.
Hey there. Thanks so much for having me, guys.
Sure thing.
Love you guys. Thank you so much for covering this. I was actually on the phone with my mom up in New England. I'm down in Florida at the same time discussing all of this. And I'm really on the same page as Jack, that as much as I am glad to see the judicial system working in this way, I am concerned about kind of the political fallback and how things might get escalated. But I guess we just kind of have to ride that out. But I'm glad to see how things have worked out today, at least.
You got it. Thanks, Abby. We appreciate that very much. 407-916-1041. You're welcome to call and give your opinion. This is a massive day in American history.
Yeah, and that is a concern. However, let me also say I'm glad that doesn't deter people from doing what they believe the right thing is,
right.
and voting, or not voting, but deciding, the jurors deciding to move forward and not being intimidated by what they feel the fallout might be.
And by the way, this decision was made by 12 jurors, six that were chosen by Trump's team, 6 which were chosen by the prosecutors. All 34 counts guilty. by a jury of his peers in New York. Let's take some more calls here. Hey, Brad, how you doing? Welcome to the program.
Hey, Jim, it's the same Brad you met after the Harry's poolside dinner thing.
Oh, right on, buddy. How you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. So here's the thing. I hear all the guilty counts. Like, I'm not a fan of Trump, but I'm also not a fan of Biden either, and this doesn't help me sway my decision in either direction.
It's not gonna. I got to tell you, everything I read today about this case going in, I don't believe, and Glenn made a great point. I think maybe 1% of independents, 2% of independents will possibly change their vote. No Republican voter is going to be swayed, I believe. Not many Republican voters. I shouldn't say no, but very few people who have already made the choice to vote for Trump. This is not going to change their opinion of Donald Trump.
They've got a ton of sycophants on the Republican side, which I understand, but at the same time, like, they're so stuck in what they believe, like, there's nothing that's going to sway them.
Yeah, there's nothing that's going to sway them, buddy. I mean, if they're diehards. By the way, this would happen, I don't know. I get the feeling that if this were Democrats, it would be the same way, that there's a giant faction of Democrat voters that would vote either way. We proved that. I mean, well, not necessarily proved that.
No. This is not. Trump is not the same, even as most previous Republicans.
Yeah,
there is a cult-like following.
1,000%. 1,000%. What I was going to say was, even with Clinton, those things that he did really, as a rule, never affected any Democrat voters. Not enough to keep. I mean, he did 2 terms.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, two terms.
People really like that economy.
They really liked it. Yeah, exactly. So that's the point. Is I don't believe that the hardline voters, the 40%, 42% of hardline voters, are going to be swung even one bit. Matter of fact, I bet most don't even really care about this opinion or about this conviction, even in the least bit. Let's go to Brian here. Brian, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Jim, thanks for taking my call.
Of course.
I'm just curious. Even with the conviction, do you think it's, like you were just saying earlier, you think it's going to sway anybody's opinion?
No, not Trump voters.
I don't think it is either. I think it was it more that he lied to get the votes? But all politicians lie.
Yeah, all politicians do lie. Here's the other thing, dude. I mean, a lot of people, especially for a guy who's been claiming election interference, when you look at the totality of this case and that he paid hush money to keep a porn star shut about an alleged affair, you could look at that and go, well, I mean, if what they did was election interference, you could certainly say this was election interference because you were trying to sway the opinion of people by maintaining information that they didn't want out. So I think you could make an argument for either side of that. This is the case. I have to tell you, of all the cases against him, this is the one I thought was one of the weakest. And I actually thought this is one of the cases that he may dodge. I think the documents case is the one that would be terrifying for me, and the one in Georgia, because they have so much evidence. I mean, especially the documents case. That's the one that would be horrifying for me if I was Donald Trump, because now they have even more evidence of those people, his aides, moving that with this new release of information that just happened earlier this week or last week.
Well, surprisingly, I think the 12 members of his peer group that just found him guilty found the evidence overwhelming.
Yeah, they did find it overwhelming. That's the point I made earlier. And by the way, 6 of those jurors were chosen by Trump's team. So 6 of those jurors, they thought, had the best possibility of voting in favor of former President Trump.
So it says something. If it's the weakest case, yeah, exactly. And they got all 34 convictions.
Yeah. All right, 407-916-1041. Hey, Brian, how you doing? Welcome to the program.
Hey, how's it going, Jim?
Good, brother.
Yeah, I'm calling about this injustice that took place today,
Sure.
The sham of a trial. Yeah, I think it's a disgrace. It's a black eye on our country. The other countries that are watching this, seeing this injustice carried out. The man has done nothing but try to help our country. He took a job, declined a paycheck, basically did the job for free, trying to get our country on track. Everything was better when he was in office. And I can't believe that people are just so blind. There's a blind with hatred.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand why they hate the man so bad when he's done nothing but good things for our country.
Let me ask you, buddy. Do you believe the character issues come into play with him when it comes to voters?
I think people let it come into play, and I don't think it should. I mean, as a person, as a human being, he may be despicable. You may not like him. But if he's doing his job and he's doing it right and doing what's best for our country, that shouldn't matter.
Now, let me ask you, do you look at that would you consider that same mentality with a Democrat?
Absolutely.
You would?
Whether it's a Democrat, a Republican, an independent, if they're doing their job, the job the people want them to do in the best interest of our country,
sure,
it shouldn't matter what party they represent. It shouldn't matter what they do on their own time. I don't care if he had an affair with a porn star. Honestly, my personal opinion, I could care less. As long as he didn't do anything that affects his job and affects our country, what he does in his personal time, I don't think should be anybody else's business.
Let me ask you a question. Do you believe that him trying to suppress this information about this porn star, this affair before the election so that it wouldn't negatively affect voters against him, do you believe that constitutes election interference?
No, because like I said, I don't think it should come into play. It shouldn't matter what he does in his own person. It shouldn't have been an issue at all to start with. It should have never been brought up.
And again, that's exactly how you would feel if this was a Democrat. If this was a Democrat, and the same cases.
How I did feel when it was Clinton.
Got it.
When Clinton and then the Monica Lewinsky incident, I felt the same way then. I said, I don't care what he does. And I liked Clinton. I thought he did a great job. And when they were going after him, I said, I don't think that's right. That's his personal life. That's between him, his wife, his Lord God or whatever, and nobody else's business. And the same thing with Trump. That shouldn't come into play. If he's doing the job, he's doing a good job. Support the man.
Yeah, I got you, buddy. I appreciate your opinion, man. Thanks for being so just well-spoken about it. I really thank you very much. 407-916-1041. Let's rifle through a couple more of these. Cowboy, how you doing? Welcome to the program.
I'm good, but I'd ask you how you're doing, but you're going to say good, Jim.
Yeah, I'm good, buddy.
Hey, just comment and question. Which one do you want first?
Comment.
Okay, independents own a lot of votes, but did you know when we get a voter registration, we cannot vote for any race unless an independent's in it other than the presidential race?
Yeah.
We're a close primary state.
I mean, when I get my voter tab, I get 5 votes on certain things, and I can look at my ex-wife, and she'll have 30 things to vote for because she's a Republican.
There you go. I appreciate that. Yeah, go ahead.
Question for you is, we both own businesses, or you used to own a business.
I did.
Now, if we turn our numbers over to an accountant, and the accountant turns in false numbers, how are we at fault?
Well, let me tell you, it's funny you should mention that. That very thing happened to me, and I almost got my business almost got closed by the IRS because you are the final person responsible for your numbers, buddy.
And I respect your view on that. I'll let you go to the next caller, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for your thing. I appreciate it very much. Yeah, that argument's a little failed because, inevitably when it comes down to that, it is your responsibility to take care of that. Even if your accountant did it, you have to make sure that it's on the up and up. I've actually experienced that my very self. All right, 407-916-1041. Plenty of lines open. Grab one now. Actually, no lines open now. Grab one so we can get to these calls here. Dan, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Doing fantastic, Jim. Thanks for letting me talk today.
Sure thing.
Hey, first of all, I mean, Republican or Democrat, the fact that the nation has to deal with this is definitely a black eye, especially around the world. They're going to be looking at us and going, wow, what in the world is going on over there? And that's sad. That does no good for the country whatsoever. The other side of that is, like was said earlier by, I think it was Jack, there were, 12 people on that jury. It only took one of them to say not guilty, and it was done. The cases were done. So I would imagine there are Republicans, Democrats, independents on that jury, and evidently the evidence was so overwhelming that it would not sway them. We weren't there, so we don't know exactly what was said the whole time, but it's kind of mind-boggling to see this happening before us.
It is, buddy. I agree with you 100%. And again, I'm just trying to make that point to everybody, not trying to pick a side either way. I'm just looking for opinions as Americans. But I will remind you that this 12 people was a jury made up of six people chosen by the Trump team and 6 people chosen by the prosecution. And all counts, all 34 counts, it was a guilty verdict. And I think he said it perfectly. Again, the evidence must have been overwhelming in this case. So let's just move forward here. Monica, how you doing? Welcome to the program.
Hello. Thank you for letting me speak.
Sure thing.
So I just want to say this is a very sad day for our country, and this trial was just a distraction, like everyone else is saying. And okay, so the evidence was overwhelming. However, wasn't the evidence overwhelming for Clinton as well? And again, who cares what he does in his personal life? The country was in great shape when he was our president. And we are in a heck of a mess right now, a really terrible mess. Nobody can afford to do anything, and it's very sad. and we're focusing on the wrong things.
And Monica, I got to tell you, that's why, if you had to ask me right now who was going to win the election this year, I would probably say Donald Trump. And the reason why is because it's the economy, stupid. And all of this stuff eventually is going to hit a point with people where they don't care. And you can hear it right now that they don't care about things of this nature. What they do care about is when they go to Publix and they buy 5 items and it's $29. Or gas is $5.50 a gallon eventually, or $3.80 a gallon, and fluctuating. And unfortunately, people don't really consider the micro in this. They're talking about the macro, the stuff that affects them on the daily basis. Yeah. All right. 407-916-1041. Hey, JJ, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Sure thing.
So I heard you guys talking about, not really changing anybody's vote. I mean, do you think it's possible in some like swing states and moderate states that it even goes the other way, that people are almost turned off by the constant focus on Trump and coming up with things that he's done?
Yeah, I mean, I do believe if you're asking me if I think that this case will swing some independent votes, I would say yes. I do believe that there are a few independents out there that probably maybe lean right or lean left that will choose another candidate. Maybe they'll write somebody in. Maybe they will or won't vote for Joe Biden. I do not know that. But I do believe that some votes will be spun in the independents. I don't believe that many hardline Republican voters are going to care about this even one bit. Not even a little. All right, 407-916-1041.
I'd like to give Republicans more credit.
Yeah. Well, Valerie, how you doing? Welcome to the program.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
I want to say that I am so happy. I'm so happy because finally the shyster is going to have to live up to his image and pay for what he's done. Everybody's saying he's such a great president. Oh, my God, the economy was so great. He let 600,000 people die of COVID because he thought we should drink bleach. This guy's not smart. He doesn't know anything about anything, and world leaders laugh at him.
Yeah.
So I'm happy that he's finally going to have to pay for all the crap he's put us through for 4 years.
Well, thank you, Valerie. I appreciate your opinion. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there early. I thought you were done, honestly. All right, 407-916-1041. David, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Let's look at the bigger picture. We have a country that turned their backs on their troops. I mean, you go to a bus stop corner, you see folks that was in the service holding up signs talking about we're hungry. So if they can do that to these troops, they can do the same thing to current and past presidents. American citizens need to wake up and realize the United States is going down the toilet. Our rights is being fast diminishing. That's the bottom line. Trump, unfortunately, faced all kind of ridicule because he was trying to bring some respect. Yeah, the man was rough on the edges. The Bible says him without sin, let him cast the first stone, okay? He was trying to bring some luster back to America, businesses, for a country that's supposed to be a superpower. How come all of our stuff is coming from overseas? That's a disgrace. It should be a kick in the face. And now they're saying if China evades Taiwan, we're going to really be in trouble. Where's the sense? Trump was trying to put a stop to that. So what's happening, these so-called politicians, Republicans, Democrats, and independents, they are showing their true color. They are showing what they're really about. They don't give two squats about this country. And just to think, when Kaepernick refused to stand to the Pledge of Allegiance, they want to hang him. Well, let's look at the people in Washington, D.C. Do anybody want to hang them? Wake up, American people. Wake up. Because the flag is flying in small, has been and will continue to be. Because like the scripture says, woe to a nation that forget God. This country's forgetting it. So more problems, more trials and tribulations on its way.
Thank you very much, buddy. I appreciate it. Thanks for your call, buddy. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Keep calling. We're going to take these calls. We do have to do trivia right after this, but we will take calls continuing through the evening. Again, that's 407-916-1041. Back in a sec with trivia right after this.
We have a prize. You have a frog. Get on board at 407-916-1041. Jim Colbert Show Trivia is brought to you by Cento Family Moving and Storage. That's CENTO moving.com.
Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network, presented by DraftKings Fantasy.
Florida and Oklahoma State will clash tonight in the Women's College World Series. Gators are aiming for their third national softball title. Rays infield prospect Junior Caminero was placed on the minor league injured list on Wednesday. He's got a groin strain. And tennis fans are voicing their displeasure about Ticketmaster after a website glitch derailed a U.S. Open ticket presale this week. I'm Scott Davidson.
Check out what DraftKings has to offer this season with code SPORTS, because life's more fun when you're in on the action. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Age and eligibility restrictions apply. Void where prohibited. See DraftKings.com for details.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here from my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. It is summertime, and of course, in the summertime, you like to go out with friends and family, enjoy the beach, enjoy the lakes, the rivers, maybe just hang out and barbecue. You want to do that every single summer. And guys, let me tell you something. With the scan from Life Imaging FLA, you can do it for many, many more summers. You know what? If you don't even do it for yourself, do it for your friends and family who do want you around for many summers to come. This is an amazing, amazing service. It's Life Imaging FLA. Their free heart scan can really change your life and really let you know what's happening in your body. No surprises. Early detection does save lives. And when you talk about heart disease, in 30% of the cases, the very first symptom is sudden death. Life Imaging FLA at least can give you some peace of mind that you're fine. And if not, you can build that life plan with your doctor. Do what I did. Call these guys at Life Imaging FLA right now. Get that free heart scan. Just a few minimum requirements. It's a $699 value. While you're there, be sure to ask about their cancer screening as well. And it couldn't be easier to make your appointment. Pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250. Say the keyword free heart scan. That's all you have to do. Pound 250. Say the keyword free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds. This is the year you're finally going to take control of your long-term health care. You have the option to receive a one-time auto text message from iHeartMedia.
This Military Appreciation Month, Navy Federal Credit Union wants to celebrate our members who go above and beyond every single day. That's why we thought you might want to hear some special thank you messages from your friends and family.
I want to give a shout out to my brother AZ1 Archie Castillo.
Hi, I want to give a shout out to my friend Colin, who's currently serving in the Army. Thanks for all you do. Happy Military Appreciation Month.
And from all of us here, happy Military Appreciation Month. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA.
Tired of hearing about rising costs and rising rates? International Diamond Center has the relief you need with a guaranteed best prices. And starting this Saturday, 0% interest financing. Yes, 0%. IDC rolls back interest rates so you can make any purchase and enjoy low monthly payments for 4 years without a dime in interest. And IDC showcases are packed. Engagement rings, wedding bands, eternity bands, earrings, pendants, and our largest selection ever of certified hand-picked diamonds and exclusive designer fashion jewelry. Pick any item, celebrate your love, get the value price you deserve, then spread your payments over 4 years. That $6,000 pair of diamond earrings is just $125 a month. That $12,000 engagement ring is just $250 a month. Everything's affordable with this amazing offer. 4 years, 0.0% financing. There's just one catch. This is a limited time offer just for the month of June. Don't wait. Let IDC help you get the jewelry you've been dreaming of at a price and payment you didn't think was possible. International Diamond Center. 4 Orlando locations. Details at shopidc.com. On approved credit.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group. And I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney. And the truth is, I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney or if I look like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call, and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare, or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-822-1490. 800-822-1490. 800-822-1490.
The free iHeart app has over 100 commercial-free stations like Real Fun Beach Radio. Real Fun Beach Radio gives you that toes in the sand beach music vibe 24/7. Just open the app, search Real Fun Beach Radio, and start listening. iHeart Radio. Free never sounded so good.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war in term life.
industry rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110, level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call for a free quote today. 800-200-2250. That's 800-200-2250. Don't wait. Call 800-200-2250. 800-200-2250. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by the Franchise Show June 8th and 9th at Orange County Convention Center. OrlandoFranchiseShow.com.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Now back to the Jim Colbert Show.
Does anybody else find it ironic that the two presidents who called themselves the law and order presidents, Richard Nixon and now Donald Trump, are now looked upon as criminals themselves?
Hey guys, registered NPA. This hasn't changed that I won't support either candidate. However, that speech that he gave was the most irresponsible, unpresidential, unprofessional thing I've heard come out of his mouth in a long time. And I'm afraid of what it's going to do to incite his followers into doing his bidding. Whether he says something or implies something. This doesn't feel like it's going to go well.
Yeah, Truth Social is going to be a very interesting site tonight. That's for sure. I'll be checking that out. I have that app on my phone, and I go in there and poke around occasionally just to see what's going on. And it's an interesting spot. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. We are going to bypass trivia today, guys. We just can't get people on the phone who want to play. They want to talk about this case, so we're just going to bypass trivia. We'll give out 2 prizes tomorrow on Friday's show.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, very good. All right, 407-916-1041. I'm Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
Jack is as well. Deb is compiling as much information as she can get as it kind of comes out. And, of course, it's just being dribbled out, so we'll have all that later for you heard it here first. And, of course, she'll give you every breaking news that she has as we move forward through the show.
Sure will.
All right, 407-916-1041. Let's get back to these phones, guys. Find out how you're feeling. Richard, how you doing? Welcome to the program.
Doing good. This is Richard from Denver. I'm just visiting Florida, and I've enjoyed your show so far.
Thank you.
Just to put this with the Trump trial to your question earlier, I don't think this is going to sway anyone's votes. I'm very much in the middle. I have friends on the left, friends on the right. I can't understand why people hate this guy so much on the left and why some of my right religious friends are so supportive of him. So I guess I would just want to make this comment. If you're a Bible-believing person, the one thing you're told to fight for is unity. If you're the one on the left that says he's the end of democracy, what's the one thing we have to do to fight for democracy is unity and try and be together. So regardless of today's outcome, I would just like to ask people, talk, have conversation, and try and find common ground and get along again. It's not about Donald Trump. It's not about Joe Biden. It's about us as humans, us as Americans.
Yeah, thank you, buddy. I appreciate that very much. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us again, 77031. Tons of texts are coming in as well. We'll get to those in a minute. Doug, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Hey, Jim, how are you? Thanks for taking my call.
Of course, buddy.
I just have a question for the community at large. With so many voters being indifferent about this election, frankly, my life doesn't get better no matter who gets elected between the two of them. Can the GOP drop him from the ticket since he is the chosen nominee in the primaries?
You know what? That's a funny question because I actually read a bit of a story about that. It wasn't about him being dropped, but it would be what would happen if both he and Biden passed away before the election. And it gets kind of interesting, actually. I believe the GOP, because he hasn't been formally nominated yet.
I believe that happens at the convention.
Exactly, it does, which has not happened yet. That they have some options there they can reelect. I think because Biden has already been. He's already been nominated, right?
No, he has not. The Democratic National Convention hasn't come up yet. That's why Ohio is doing some moves to make sure they get him on the ballot before the convention because of the way the rules are written.
But truthfully, I do not know the answer to that. If the Republican Party, by the way, this is never going to happen.
I was going to say don't.
But if they decided, collectively the Republican Party or the RNC said, hey, look, it looks like polling is showing that we can't win with this guy now, I don't know that they'll make a move. I think they would just kind of push through and hope for the best. I don't think there's a time to change right now. I don't know if the voters would accept another nominee for Republicans. I don't know. Who would it be? We don't even know who his vice president is.
No.
We don't have any idea right now who he's even chosen for that. So he doesn't really do things like that. He's really kind of hold it close to his chest until he feels like doing it, and then he just kind of will drop it. He may send out a true social thing about it. Who knows? You don't know. All right, 407-916-1041. Hey, Lewis, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Hey, buddy, doing good on here. Hey, here's the reality of this on here. Trump was never a Republican. That's what we have right now. That's what we have to deal with. And the reality is, I think, if we had Nikki Haley or someone else that didn't have all the freaking baggage that this guy has, we will probably have done better than what we are going to do with this guy on here.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this guy has created so much division within the nation that even those of us who have always voted Republican don't want to do it anymore because of him. But I think you're putting out DeSantis or Haley, we wouldn't be dealing with all the daily drama that we have to deal with these guys.
Yeah, matter of fact, thanks for your call, buddy. I appreciate that. I actually read a piece the other day saying that a DeSantis-Haley ticket would have absolutely Godzilla stomped through this election coming up this year, but I don't know that to be the case. I've said from the onset with Donald Trump, my opinion would be I didn't think the Republican Party could win with him because of all the baggage, but I don't know that that's the case anymore. And I think this maybe actually even helps Trump. Matter of fact, the piece I read yesterday said, win or lose, I believe that he's able to spin this enough to deflect and possibly even turn this into a positive for him. Now, I don't know if that works with independents who haven't chosen yet. And we know it doesn't have to work with people who are already committed voters. So it's interesting to see how he's going to use this information and move forward. He will appeal this. I think it's already been said.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll find out what happens for sure. Mark, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to the show.
Hey, Jim.
Hey,
Not
buddy.
a fan of Trump. Saw through that guy from day one. I left the Republican Party because of January 6th. And I'll just say, regarding this verdict, it's really simple. They're found guilty. Well, first, no one's above the law, right?
Yeah.
No one's above the law.
Theoretically.
Found guilty. Yeah, found guilty by a jury of his peers in a court of law.
Right.
Case closed.
Yeah, somebody, thanks for, I appreciate that very much. I got a text a minute ago and said, yeah, you keep saying a jury of 12 people, 6 chosen by his team, 6 chosen by the prosecutors, but in a heavily Democratic
yeah, but we also
precinct.
talked about how juror number 1 they thought was going to be the lone holdout to create a hung jury. So there also was support on the jury for Trump.
Also, just the other day, I mean, didn't they have a rally in Brooklyn that drew tens of thousands of people down there of Trump supporters? Matter of fact, I believe most of the media outlets were even surprised at the amount of people that showed up for these New York rallies. So, again, I don't necessarily believe that the entire city of New York is against Donald Trump. I know that there is some disdain for him there for his business practices since the 80s in New York. So, I mean, if you go back and read about his, well, I mean, if you go back to the 80s and you read about his business practices while building his empire, he wasn't the best friend of small businesses. If you read, there are a number of publications you can read based on information that's available from New York courts about how many lawsuits and the way that he did business while building these buildings. It's not very savory, and it doesn't really make him look good as a supporter of small businesses here in America because he left a lot of them hanging with bills, and it was basically how he did business. So, and again, there are a number of people who have said that he didn't really leave New York; he was run out of New York. I don't know how true that is either.
Well, yeah, when his casino went into bankruptcy, the banks that assumed it determined that it would be better. It had a better value if it still had his name on it, so they propped him up to keep the name, to keep value in the name.
I will tell you, man, it was mandatory reading when I was a kid, The Art of the Deal. was mandatory reading in one of my, I don't know if it's stats or economy classes or something of that nature, back when I was a kid. And when you really start reading about his empire in New York, it is kind of interesting considering how much money he inherited from his father to start that. And one of the points of the case would be, had he just invested the money he got from his dad into the market and sat on it, he'd be worth about 5 times as much as he's worth now. Because, you run a casino out of business. I don't know what to say. All right, 407-916-1041. Hey, DJ, how you doing? Welcome to the show. DJ. It works out good, and we got to go to break anyway. Yeah. All right, again, 407-916-1041. Back in a sec with more of your calls here on the Jim Colbert Show.
Real Radio. Real Radio. 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Traffic is slow on I-4 this afternoon, east and westbound between US 27 and the 429 and between the Beach Line and 535. Looking at activity with roadblock on OBT at Whisper Lakes Boulevard. Another crash with roadblock is causing delays at Lake Wilson Road and Osceola Polk-Line Road. If you see traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Discover. As humans, we like having options. One option you might like is speaking with a real person when you call about your credit card. With 24/7 live U.S.-based customer service from Discover, everyone can talk to a real person anytime, day or night. Limitations apply. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
June is just a couple of days away, and that means Florida's intense summer is right around the corner, too. Heck, it already feels like it's already here. But with new windows and doors from Renewal by Andersen, you can cut back on energy usage, boost your home's curb appeal, and increase your comfort. Renewal by Andersen makes that transition so easy for you thanks to a selection of beautiful, functional replacement windows and doors. And their windows and doors, they're built solid. That's because Renewal by Andersen's exclusive Fibrex product is chic, tough, so easy to maintain, and twice as strong as vinyl. Renewal by Andersen specializes in energy-efficient, custom-built replacement windows and doors. So save money while beautifying your home with Renewal by Andersen now through the end of May. Buy 2 windows and or patio doors and get the third 60% off, plus 0 money down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 1 year. Plus, they're hiring experienced window and door installers. Just go to rbafla.com for complete details. Some restrictions apply. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. License number CGC 1527613.
Contact Tax Relief Helpers for details and restrictions. Attention anyone that owes money to the IRS. The IRS has restarted aggressive enforcement actions against taxpayers who owe back taxes that were temporarily suspended for COVID. If you owe $10,000 or more, you must hear this because now is the time to clear your IRS tax debt. A special toll-free number has been established so you can stop penalty fees, avoid liens, levies, and other hostile measures by the IRS. Call Tax Relief Helpers right now at 800-374-2103. Tax Relief Helpers will provide you with the maximum protection afforded by law.
I got behind on my taxes and owed $48,000. I didn't know what to do. I called and they got my bill lowered to just $3,500.
I owed $87,000 in taxes and it was scary. I got the amount I owed down to just $3,500. I saved $83,500.
If you owe money to the IRS, don't wait another day. Call 800-374-2103 right now before the IRS enforces liens, levies, and other aggressive measures. The call and consult are absolutely free. Call now. Call 800-374-2103. 800-374-2103. 800-374-2103.
Let me tell you a story. I had a client who got injured. He only asked for the insurance company to cover his rent for 3 months. They said no. We ended up getting him $325,000. Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorneys. Prospective client may not obtain the same or similar results.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, a Pfizer vaccine.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just 1 dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Haley, quote, "Navage is the best thing I bought. I love it. My nose feels so clear now and I can breathe. I've been struggling with a stuffy nose for weeks. I bought Navage and it's amazing." Or this one, "I use Navage every night, could not imagine life without it. I have 5 cats, and before I found Navage, I was a clogged mess. Now I breathe so much better," unquote. Those are 2 of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
The Psychedelic Furs are back. Saturday, August 31st, Hard Rock Live Orlando. Tickets are on sale this Friday, 10 a.m. at the Hard Rock Live box office and Ticketmaster. Don't miss the Psychedelic Furs, Hard Rock Live Orlando, Saturday, August 31st.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyounitus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. You can watch radio being made on a daily basis at Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
As unpresidential as Donald Trump is, and even being found guilty on 34 counts, he will never spend a day in jail. Mark my words, he will never serve time. This will pass over, and it's just going to be fodder for the Republicans to start taking shots at Democrats.
I'm first time sending a little message to you guys. I can't stand Trump. Even before, his voice is irritating. The way that he is irritating. I just wish that he would just go back to his little mansion or whatever and leave everyone alone. Please leave Americans alone.
I really hope that things don't get to the point where people are protesting and things get out of hand and start pointing, oh, the convicted felon Trump, oh, you need to edit him out of Home Alone 2. Oh, God. No, don't let that happen. Hashtag keep him in the movie.
That's the best take so far today, buddy. I love it. Wait, so that was the perfect levity comment there, right? Look, I don't want him taken out of that damn movie.
Saved angry Eric for last.
Save him in there. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And Jack is as well. We have a couple people that would still want to comment on the former President Donald Trump being convicted, being found guilty of 34 counts. We don't know about the conviction yet. Now, do we know in sentencing or when that will happen?
I believe it's going to happen sometime in July.
It'll happen. So he'll be free until July. They'll figure out what they're going to do from there.
Yes.
But that's a large gap.
I don't understand.
July 11th.
Is that not a conviction?
Yes.
Yeah,
he
being
was
found guilty.
convicted.
Yeah, so he was convicted.
Yeah, the reason I say that is because we know he's going to appeal. Yeah, but you're right. It's still a conviction, right? He's appealing his conviction. You're correct.
Well, he hasn't filed the appeal. His legal team has said, if they get the guilty plea, they're going to appeal, but he'll still be sentenced on July 11th. faces at least 4 years in prison, but it's up to the judge.
Right, yeah. And I think we all kind of agree. I've heard, again, as I read a lot of stuff about this whole situation, what I've read is more than likely 12 months or so of probation, 12, 18 months of probation of some sort, and then a fine of some sort.
I also had read that Secret Service did tour any kind of incarceration facilities because, of course...
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, could you imagine the nightmare? The absolute nightmare it would be to jail a guy like Donald Trump, to house him. It would be like, and again, I'm not paralleling him to this. This is just the image. It would be like one of those, like the supervillains, like when they put him in these triple max and they surround him with all the superheroes, so nobody gets into him to break him out. And that just happened the other day in Mexico. They ambushed a caravan bringing a convicted cartel member somewhere, and they shot up the whole thing and freed the guy. Again, that has nothing to do with this.
I was going to say, don't give anybody any ideas.
No, he's not even incarcerated yet. It doesn't matter. All right, 407-916-1041. Let's get to these calls here. Big T, how you doing, Big T? Welcome to the program.
Doing really good, Jimmy. And so I really just wanted to start off by just saying two simple things, because while I am not a fan of Donald Trump personally, about with the way he acts or the way he goes about his actions, he was not necessarily a terrible president when it came to his actual policies and stuff like that. Just to get that out of the way. But as far as what is going on right now, yes, the man is most likely guilty of all of this stuff. It most likely is true. But here's the thing. Is it worth for this country to put that man in jail? I am not his biggest fan. I will say that all day. But it is not worth this country's unity to put this man in prison. It is not worth that. It is something that happens every single day. People pay money to cover up stories and pay for bribes and do all that stuff all the time. It's illegal. It is not good. But even still, I agree with Sean Watson at this point with the fact that he is definitely guilty of what he has done here. He really, I do not believe, should be a person leading this country, but it is not worth our time as a country together to be unified, to kind of echo that previous statement of one of the previous callers. We need to talk together. All politicians are useless, and we need to vote better people in.
Yeah, I got to tell you, buddy, the problem with that is there's no money in it. There's no money in unity, unfortunately. I don't believe there's any leverage in unity, unfortunately. All right, 407, what?
I believe there could be. It's just that, I mean, you're not going to get Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Right, that's my problem. Is as far apart as we are politically, do you believe there? I mean,
there is no conversation that are going to be happening until there's new people.
That really seemed like, I mean, just even using that word in the context of our government and our parties, that seems farther away than it's ever seen before in my entire life.
Yeah.
The idea that these two parties could come together and create legislation that would help our country out, regardless of how you vote, I just don't see that really happening much anymore. And again, I don't think there's any leverage or money in it. That's why I don't think you'll see it.
Well, we got to get back to it.
Somehow, some way, there's got to be a unifier out there somewhere. I will tell you, one of the more interesting quotes I heard about this came from Mitt Romney. And I know that there's no question, everybody kind of understands where Mitt Romney stands on, former President Donald Trump. He's not a fan at all. He said that he thought Joe Biden should have pardoned him before this even thing started. Like he said that. He goes, I think that Biden should have pardoned him and not had the country go through this entire the entire thing. Obviously he's not going to do that. I am interested to see if Biden, if he gets into bigger trouble with the documents case, that is a real deal case. If Biden will possibly pardon Donald Trump.
Well, that case has been postponed indefinitely.
Yeah, I know, but still, regardless, I mean, one of these guys, if Biden does win, that case will eventually make it to court. It will eventually make it, and I'm just going to interested to see how that's going to happen. All right, 407-916-1041. We're full up yet again. Let's get to Clifford. How you doing, Cliff? Welcome to the show.
I'm great, guys. And I just want to start by saying thank you, iHeart, thank you, Real Radio, and thank you to the Jim Colbert Show for giving us, as listeners, a chance to call in and give opinions. Anybody can hear another's and say, I don't believe in that. This is what I think. Sure. But thank you guys for giving us a voice.
Appreciate it, buddy.
With that, and I again, this is just an opinion, but it just seems to me that this is the most irresponsible Republican Party that I've ever seen. This entire case is a clown show. There's a lot of politicians in the Republican side that are a clown show, and it takes you don't have to close your eyes. You can just listen. You close your eyes and listen to them, the way they talk and the way they disrespect one another, which in turn disrespects us as the people. And I just got an idea here. Call me crazy, but if anybody can look at Biden and say what he's doing for renewable energy, trying to cancel debt loans, and trying to get this country to a state that it should have been 70 years ago, I know history and I know politics. And to me, we're talking about Republicans that have been voting for him ever since they were kids, rubbing baby oil on their skin to protect their skin from the sun, not recycling, not doing anything. So, yeah, the country's in shams. I agree. And my biggest argument with all of them is, well, where's this money going to come from? Well, guess what? It's going to come from us. It's going to come from my pocket because I got kids, and my kids' kids are going to have kids. And we got to get this planet back to where it once was. Now, all I hear from the right is the economy, and we got to put money back in our pockets today. No, we need to put some money and attention back into this planet, and that is what the left's doing. Not going to court over some legal issues that absolutely anybody in this country should be arrested for. That's called American justice.
Thank you, Clifford. I appreciate it, Clifford. I got to roll on some other callers. I really appreciate your comments. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Let's get to Don. How you doing, Don? Welcome to the program.
Hey, Jimmy. How you doing?
Good, boss. How you?
Good. Hey, I'm not going to go super political, but I'm thinking about like a different avenue on this one. It was a civil case, correct? And
no, it's a criminal case, buddy, I believe, right?
I understood it as civil because of the time. And so what I was thinking was if he was found civilly, he was indicted, it would be more of a punishable fine by just money. I don't know if this is a criminal case, and that's my question. I think that this will actually propel Donald Trump, and between you and me, I don't have any plans of voting for him, but I don't think this is criminal. I think this is civil going back, and I don't think it's going to change voters. It's actually going to enhance them. That's the
I don't think it's going to change votes, but these are criminal charges, buddy. I mean, these are criminal charges in a criminal. This is not a civil case. This is a criminal case, for sure.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, civil cases civil cases usually only deal with money, buddy. When you hear
criminal,
when you hear jail time, it's a criminal case. I mean,
because 34 felonies.
Yeah, for sure. All right, 407-916-1041. I hate it when somebody asks a question that seems so simple and it makes you second guess your own sanity, which happens to me about 50 times a day. Just give you a heads up. Mike, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to the program.
Hey, let me take you out. First, I want to say hi, Jim. Hi, Deb. Hi, Jack.
Hello.
Jack Flash, Captain Jack, whomever, whatever name you're going for now, babe. I love you. I wanted to make a comment on something that you said, Jimmy. Number one, I don't know that he holds his cards close to his vest. I don't know that he has a vice president picked out. He seems kind of shoot from the hip sort of cat. But I had a son that went to Flagler University or Flagler College, graduated as a daughter with a political science degree, and her position is that until we shape things up, the only thing that we can really succeed with is a three-party system. We need a three-party system. It can't just be the Dems and the Repubs, man. It's got to be another team. There's got to be somebody else stepping up to the plate for it.
Well, let me tell you something, buddy. That almost happened, and actually, it's almost happened a couple of times. Ross Perot was a legitimate third-party candidate that had an opportunity of becoming president until he flaked out and left. Would you agree with that, Jack? Do you think he had a shot?
I do, but he flaked out because what he said, he was threatened by, the
His
Republican machine.
I thought it was
his daughter, right?
I thought it was his vice presidential candidate that made everyone go, whoa.
Oh, yeah, the
Dean
Admiral.
Stockwell did not help.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
And I'm totally picking up what you guys are throwing down with that. And there was Bernie Sanders.
Right.
There was another individual that had the capabilities to run this country. I'm not sure, as a medical professional, it strikes me odd that Joe Biden is wow. I'll just say that.
I agree with you, but let me help you out here. Let me help you out. I can let you understand why there's not a third party candidate. You ready? What do you think it is? It's one word.
It's money.
It's money is the answer, my friend. Yeah. Money is the answer. When you don't have hundreds of millions of dollars to campaign, you got no chance getting votes. And until somebody steps up as an independent candidate that has enough juice that will draw some of these big money donors away from the Republican and Democrats, you're not going to have a shot as an independent candidate. You have to have a likable person with solid policy that can draw the attention of the big time donors. That's your only chance. Outside of that, you got no chance. Elections are won with money. He who spins wins. Or she who spins wins. All right, 407-916-1041. Again, we'll take more of these calls as long as you give them to us, guys. Back in a second with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
All aboard for Real Yacht Rock Weekends. Every weekend this summer on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. goldsmithjewelry.com.
Traffic is slow on I-4 this afternoon, east and westbound between US 27 and the 429 and between the Beach Line and 535. Looking at activity with roadblock on OBT at Whisper Lakes Boulevard. Another crash with roadblock is causing delays at Lake Wilson Road and Osceola Polk Line Road. If you see traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's. Order a Biggie Bag at Wendy's today. When you think of your go-to meal, what do you think of? Because if it's not the Wendy's Biggie Bag with your choice of JBC or crispy chicken sandwich plus 4-piece nugs, junior fries, and a small soft drink, Wendy's Biggie Bag hits every time. So stop by and grab your ride or die meal. U.S. price and participation may vary.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Haley, quote, "Navage is the best thing I bought. I love it. My nose feels so clear now and I can breathe. I've been struggling with a stuffy nose for weeks. I bought Navage and it's amazing." Or this one, "I use Navage every night, could not imagine life without it. I have 5 cats, and before I found Navage, I was a clogged mess. Now I breathe so much better." Unquote. Those are 2 of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
This Father's Day, get Dad a new grill at a great price from Tools Ace Hardware. Get up to $300 off on a brand new Traeger grill so Dad can get that wood-fired flavor. Or if Dad prefers a propane grill, how about $150 off on a grill from Napoleon? Tools also carries grills and pizza ovens from Big Green Egg, Weber, Rectech, Gosney, and Uni. When you buy a grill from Tools Ace Hardware, you get free assembly and free local delivery on grill purchases $3.99 and up. Tools Ace Hardware has 13 convenient locations in Central Florida, or you can shop online at acehardware.com. Tools Ace, your local helpful place.
The Psychedelic Furs are back. Saturday, August 31st, Hard Rock Live Orlando. Tickets are on sale this Friday, 10 a.m. at the Hard Rock Live box office and Ticketmaster. Don't miss the Psychedelic Furs Hard Rock Live Orlando, Saturday, August 31st.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney, and the truth is I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney or if I look like an attorney, I apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call, and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare, or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-822-1490. 800-822-1490. 800-822-1490.
Introducing Tanzite Stone Tile Flooring, a game changer in the tile industry. Say goodbye to the trade-off between durability and easy installation with Tanzite's revolutionary indoor-outdoor stone tile. Visit Tanzite.com to see how our tile is installed without concrete or mortar. Instead, our innovative rubber gasket system connects the tiles together. Each tile coming pre-assembled, you simply grab one and place it. No expertise needed. At Tanzite.com, you can see how our foam back tiles contour to cover any existing floor while insulating against sound and cold. Beautiful and versatile. Tanzite tile adapts to indoor or outdoor use, from kitchens to patios, on concrete basements or wooden decks. All with the durability of stone that's guaranteed for life. Witness this innovative product yourself and order a sample today at Tanzite.com. That's TANZITE.com.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Between the lines,
far beyond legal and ethical limits,
and under the surface,
too dangerous or disruptive to the existing status quo.
Hosts Ben Bolin, Matt Frederick, and Noel Brown introduce you to the world of stuff they don't want you to know.
We have officially entered the age of biohacking.
History is riddled with unexplained events.
Is somebody messing with us?
Now it's time for some answers.
Take us to the edge of the rabbit hole. We'll do the rest.
Listen to Stuff They Don't Want You to Know on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Stuff They Don't Want You to Know and start listening.
The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Subscribe and watch.
Watching the motorcade being followed by the helicopters is very similar to the way they portrayed O.J. Simpson and A.J. Cowling, on the highway. It's not going to change anything. It is what it is at this point.
I would still like to know why a convicted felon is still allowed to run for president.
I haven't been able to listen to the entirety of the show today, but I just wanted to mention that my 20-year-old daughter is in New York City today, and she called a few minutes ago and said people are literally screaming with joy on the streets of New York. And that's a little bit frightening to me.
Yeah. Yeah, again, his reputation in New York is a bit soiled. And if you just read how he went about his business in New York while in the real estate business and while building this multitude of buildings and even the casino in Jersey, how he treated and bankrupted hundreds of small businesses by not paying the bills after receiving the services, and it seemed to be a way that he did things. I don't know how well he's liked there, but
yeah, I think it's beyond. I think it's bigger than that, and I think it's people feel that sometimes there are certain people who keep getting away, and it feels like, oh, this is kind of a karma issue. This is more of a justice thing where they feel finally someone is, has to deal with the consequences for their actions when we're so used to seeing people at certain levels get away with things that the average you and I and Deb would not get away with.
Right, yeah. The piece I read yesterday was a bit ironic because, the author said it was ironic because, Trump has used the legal system as a tool for his business for so many years. Litigation is truthfully it's his gun, it's his axe. It's the number one tool that he uses to move through business. And again, this is nothing I'm making up. This is just all facts. I mean, I think 3,500 plus active lawsuits in New York alone from him and against him for the way that he has conducted business in New York for many, many years. And again, I'm not making this up. This is no axe to grind or anything like that. It's just simply the truth. All right, 407-916-1041. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb and Jack are here as well. Of course, Deb will have a full update for you. Heard it here first. As much information as we can have for you guys. So stay tuned for the end of the program as well. Let's go to Heather. Heather, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Hey, good. How are you guys doing? Thanks
Doing great.
for putting this crazy segment on. So as a proud Polk County Democrat, which is I am grossly outnumbered, I can tell you that in no way, shape, or form, no way, no how, is anybody in this town, which is fire engine red, as most people know, Polk County is very red, this is not going to sway their votes. If anything, I can tell you right now there's a bonfire somewhere, flags, bumper stickers, keychains, T-shirts, and towels are being mass-produced. It is no secret this town is definitely red. And if anything, this is going to be a call to action on them. And so, although I'm not a Trump supporter in any way, shape, or form, this is scary. It's a scary time because we had January 6th, and he said it's going to be a bloodbath. And I think no matter how you lean, this is scary. And I think right now I don't know how do we protect ourselves, but I'm nervous because it's like, can't these two guys just have a fair fight? Go on, let's move forward. But instead, this changes the game grotesquely, in my opinion.
Yeah,
and the other thing is, I don't know, can a convicted felon run for office? That part I don't know.
They can. Yeah, they can. That's why a lot of people have said that, and they're a bit stupefied over it. I actually looked this up the other day. You can. Thanks for your call, Heather.
Because our founders never wrote that into the Constitution, and maybe they thought you wouldn't need it, or you would let the people decide and just assume that, well, if you're a convicted felon, there's no way people are going to vote for you.
Right. Yeah.
And then there's 2024.
Right, yeah. All right. Again, 407-916-1041. We do have more of these calls. We'll take more as well. If you have a comment on what happened today, if you're just tuning in, former President Trump found guilty on all 34 accounts of falsifying business records in the New York hush money trial. Blake, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Not bad, Jimmy. How are you doing today?
Good, brother. Good.
So I'm a little confused with some of the callers calling in, man. Like, everyone's forming complete sentences, so I know they don't have room temperature IQs. But you got to explain to me how a person cannot look at, as you just mentioned, the 3,500 plus cases against him, the unanimous indictments or unanimous convictions for today, and claim that it doesn't matter. It doesn't, and I don't mean that from the standpoint of where his vote's going to come from, but how can that be something that just needs to be swept under the rug? I don't understand. I cannot follow why we are all of a sudden going, oh, it's not that big of a deal. It was just sex with a porn star. But that's not the crux of this issue. It's that he lied about it, and it's when he lied and how he went about covering it up. That's the crime. It's not the sexual act.
Yeah, and I understand that. I think most of the arguments you'll hear from Trump supporters will be that this case should have never come about anyway. That these charges were so minuscule that they should have never been brought.
But that would be said of the other cases he's facing as well.
Of course. I mean, again, for me, Donald Trump has been a really fascinating study in regards to his political pull because of his affiliation with the Christian right. That has really been a true puzzling thing. I grew up as a Pentecostal. For you guys who don't know what that is, a Pentecostal is basically, imagine the most strict Christian religion that you could have that's not recognized as a cult.
Well, Pentecostals look at Baptists like liberals.
Exactly. If you're a Pentecostal, you look at a Baptist like a heathen.
Right.
That's how, they're just very strict. And when you grow up in that kind of household, it's the idea of your ethos is held very, very highly. How you reflect your witness, by the way, as a Christian is very, very important. And when you spoil that, it is not looked on kindly. I view Donald Trump kind of reminds me of a pastor. A very well-liked pastor that runs a really big, successful church that does a lot of cool stuff for everybody who's a member of that church. Maybe he gets busted doing something stupid. Maybe a bad real estate deal. Maybe he had a little run-in with a woman he shouldn't have had a run-in with. He goes up in front of his church and says, guys, look, I've sinned. I'm sorry. But the Bible says you got to forgive me. And they go, you're right. I will forgive you. And that's what happens over and over. That's what it kind of seems like to me. A very popular pastor that the members of his church simply aren't going to look at any facts because they like him as a person so much. Doesn't hit you like that?
No, because I've never heard him say, "I'm sorry, I've sinned."
Yeah, but maybe you're right. But what I'm saying is, I think that's I don't know that he has to say those words. I think it's almost said for him. That's the vibe I get when I look at the real serious Trump followers, especially who align themselves as Christians and they support, considering all the information we do know about him out of his own mouth and stuff. That's a real pickle for me. As somebody from a community that really held those standards high. And watching that kind of get eroded into them making excuses or rationalizing his behavior.
You have to do some serious mental gymnastics to get there.
A little bit, yeah you do, buddy. And again, that's been quite puzzling for me. It really has. And I understand that people can be complete a-holes and very effective. I mean, I think most corporations are probably run by very unlikable people that are very successful. And if you ask the people who work for them, do you think people cared if Stephen Jobs yelled at his senior management, or that he didn't take a bath, or that he was a terrible father, or that he possibly stole ideas from other people? Do you think they care? They don't, because they work for Apple.
iPhone, dude.
Yeah,
this iPhone is great.
They work for Apple. They've got a great job and great benefits, and they're part of one of the greatest companies in the world. They don't care what Stephen Jobs does. They don't care. I got a job here at iHeart. Do you think I care what Bob does? I don't care what Bob does. I got a great job here at iHeart with great insurance to take good care of my family. I can ignore what Bob does. It doesn't affect my daily life. Most people think about it. I think a lot of people think of it like that. All right, 407-916-1041. Hey, Shauna, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
I'm great, thanks. How are you doing?
Hey, thank you. Thanks for holding. I appreciate that very much.
Absolutely. This has been a really interesting conversation today. Thanks for having it. I wanted to comment on what you were saying about third-party candidates and how they're never successful because of money, which obviously it does take money to sort of buy politics, and a lot of these guys are bought and paid for, unfortunately. The whole NASCAR jacket sponsorship thing that everybody says, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, I saw that the other day. I love that. That's a cool thing. By the way, real quick, let me explain what that is. So you said that. I forget who said it. Somebody said that that politicians should have to wear like jackets like NASCAR, and every patch would be who they owed, what corporation donated it, right, and who they owe.
Right. Exactly. So what I wanted to say about that is Ron Paul ran as a third party as a libertarian, and then he ran twice again as a Republican. And so it kind of makes you question, because he does have a high net worth value. He's a pretty successful guy, and he is very wealthy. It makes me question what more is at play. And, I know we could talk about that for days, but I don't think it's just money, although I think that's a huge part of it. But Ron Paul is a primary example of a candidate who you were kind of describing, who is very competent and has great ideas that are more about unity. And I just think we missed a mark not giving that guy some more time.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Actually, I read a lot about Ron Paul when he was running, and I found him to be quite interesting. The problem is when you get into that machine's very difficult. The political machine is very difficult.
But then I really second guess anyone who produces a Rand Paul.
Yeah.
So I think he bears some of that responsibility.
Yeah.
Real quick, Robin Williams gets credit for that.
Oh, does he really?
2009.
I'll be damned.
TV comedy special Weapons of Self-Destruction. made the joke about politicians should wear sponsored jackets like NASCAR drivers.
Yeah.
So you know where they stand.
All right, 407-916-1041. Somebody just texted and said he wasn't in charge of the whole freaking company, Jim. Do you not get my point, dog? I mean, I think I made it relatively clear, right? If you work for a very cool company, regardless of what they produce or what service they offer, and you love your job, you love the people that you work for, you make great money, you got good insurance benefits, you're able to live a great life, do you really care what the CEO does? Does it really matter that much to you, what he does in his personal life or her personal life? A lot of people just simply don't. They're just trying to make sure their life is easy. That's the thing you got to worry about.
But it wasn't just about his personal life.
In regards to what?
Well, it's just like, the prosecution had said, the hush money payments were made not out of concern for his family, but out of concern for the election.
Sure, 100%. There's no question. Matter of fact, somebody tried to say, well, somebody tried to argue with me that he was trying to protect Melania. Yeah, I don't know that there's a lot of evidence, that really kind of is at the forefront of his thought process. When you look, I just don't know that that's the case. A lot of the actions don't really show that he's really concerned about the opinion of his wife, unfortunately. I do believe that may be the case. All right, 407-916-1041.
Well, the religious right might disagree with you.
They could. That's fine. They could. Hey, Mark in Nashville, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to the show. Thanks for calling.
Hey, thanks, Jimmy. Going off of your discussion about how the evangelicals sided with Trump and the last caller talking about third-party candidates, the biggest problem we have in politics in the U.S. today is the fact that both parties have gone further to the extremes. Democrats are more to the left, Republicans are more to the right, and I think the media kind of fuels that because it's clickbait.
Yeah.
And the people that are getting screwed are the moderates. And what you then have to do is you look and you say, okay, there's really no one that kind of speaks to everything I like. I just got to pick a topic.
Yep.
There being the evangelicals that went with Trump because he was pro-life.
Right.
And that was what they hung their hat on. Outside of that, there's no way. I mean, there was the famous picture when he walked across the street during the George Floyd riots and went over to the church and he's holding the Bible up upside down, probably because he hadn't cracked one. So it's just things like that the moderates are the ones getting screwed, and it's unfortunate, but it's the reality right now. So I think people are having to pick a side, but then when you look back and you think to yourself, this is the best we can do in this country.
That's, buddy.
Scratch your head.
I gotta tell you, boss. I'm gonna tell you straight up. That last comment is the thing that I think that is the most. That cements that is cemented. Like out of 360 million people in this country, and of the what is 200 million that are adults and old enough to run for president. These are the two opportunities we have. These are the two people.
It's disappointing to me.
Donald Trump and Joe Biden.
I understand the rhetoric when Donald Trump says this country has run into the ground, but when other people are saying that this country has been run into the ground, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't know. I mean, I really not try to engage people who speak in the just talking point sentences. Because you know what you're going to get when you start engaging. You're just going to get more talking points. I have no interest in that at all. Yeah. I mean, if you want to talk about something and we can converse about right, wrong, or we can converse about what's best policy wise. Yeah. And that's what we get from a lot of the right. I mean, I get a couple guys here that I talk with frequently on the texting service who rarely call, if ever call the show. And we disagree on a lot of things when it comes to Donald Trump. But, they lean on this pretty much all the time. Look at the policy. Was your life better 4 years ago?
Texter just comes in, Real Mobile 77031. They said they just saw a bumper sticker that said, sigh, Joe Biden, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, again, this is two awful choices, and we find ourselves in a country like this quite often, right? Wouldn't it be great to have two completely competent candidates that had great opportunity, or at least ideas that they thought would were good for the country, that they could argue in a debate without calling each other a name or acting like a 5-year-old or having to resort to a name calling to get attention from the media? But again, like that guy said earlier, that's what the media wants. They want to put out sound bites.
I think we all fall into this trap of looking back through rose-colored glasses. I think we always, it's like, the 4 years of the Trump year were the best. It's like, well, they weren't. As a matter, I used to keep notes on everything that I have notes on every politician and everything that does Biden, Trump, DeSantis on things that, because what happens is you forget.
Yeah.
And you forget a lot. And then when they say that, I just scroll through my notes. I'm like, oh yeah, he did that. Oh yeah, he did, And and so I keep my own records for my own edification. So, I try to challenge myself when new things come along, new ideas, new thoughts, and an election comes, know where you stand and why, not just because everyone's saying, oh, yeah, last 4 years were awful, the previous 4 years were great. Well, they weren't.
Right.
Okay?
Well, yeah.
And I don't believe the country is run into the ground. But you talk about competent candidates, 2012. You had, and 2008. Great candidates. You had John McCain, Barack Obama.
Right.
You had Mitt Romney, Barack Obama.
I agree with that, yeah.
I mean, highly respected on both sides. But still, you had rhetoric that this was the end of time. This is the most important election of our lifetime.
Right.
And if your guy wins, we're doomed.
And I think Republicans learned in both of those elections, you can't run your state of the run. You can't run your run-of-the-mill Republicans against people like that. You need somebody a little bit more bombastic, and I think that's when Trump really grabbed the Republican Party, is when he came in and he just kind of went crazy. He's like the Tasmanian devil, and they loved it.
And the irony, a run-of-the-mill Republican right now would probably clean up.
Trounce him.
Mitt Romney running right now.
Nikki Haley running right now.
Wow.
I don't know about Romney. I think Romney is. I think he's cast in stone in the Republican Party. But I believe that there's somebody else.
Probably because since I like him more, I figure you guys must like him less.
Yeah. Mike Pence is the one that really kind of floors me when it comes to Republicans. The thing that kills me. I talk to my son about this all the time, who is a big time Trump supporter. And I said to him, I go, why not Mike Pence? And then before he answers, I said, because you were told not to. You were told this guy is a coward. You were told this guy's a P word. So you had no chance of voting for him. But when you look at his record as a Republican, you can't get more Republican. If there was a press out there and you put in human flesh and when you push the button, it spit out a Republican, that's what Mike Pence is. Step in step with Trump policy. But because Trump called him a P word and because Trump basically took this guy out at the knees politically, he has no chance. He would have been a great candidate for Republicans. Probably be leading right now. Who knows? All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. We'll take a little break. We'll get out of here on a Thursday. And, of course, we'll have You Heard It Here First with Deb.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
It's up Central Florida. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team Meteorologist Noah Bergen here. Mostly sunny Friday, mostly sunny all weekend too. Temperatures will come down a wee bit over the weekend, just upper 80s to near 90 Saturday, Sunday. East winds will be a little gusty Saturday, Sunday, up to 20-25 miles an hour. And to be honest with you, I think rain is going to be pretty hard to come by for most until at the earliest, the middle of next week. And even that at this point does not seem like a lock for everybody to see some rain.
This report is sponsored by the new Banana Boat 360 coverage. This sun season, Banana Boat is giving you a new way to spray. Introducing new Banana Boat 360 coverage. Better control for better coverage with a reusable sprayer and refill. From sport formula to kids SPF 50+. Shop Banana Boat 360 coverage at Publix.
Contact Tax Relief Helpers for details and restrictions. Attention anyone that owes money to the IRS. The IRS has restarted aggressive enforcement actions against taxpayers who owe back taxes that were temporarily suspended for COVID. If you owe $10,000 or more, you must hear this because now is the time to clear your IRS tax debt. A special toll-free number has been established so you can stop penalty fees, avoid liens, levies, and other hostile measures by the IRS. Call Tax Relief Helpers right now at 800-374-2103. Tax Relief Helpers will provide you with the maximum protection afforded by law.
I got behind on my taxes and owed $48,000. I didn't know what to do. I called and they got my bill lowered to just $3,500.
I owed $87,000 in taxes and it was scary. I got the amount I owed down to just $3,500. I saved $83,500.
If you owe money to the IRS, don't wait another day. Call 800-374-2103 right now before the IRS enforces liens, levies, and other aggressive measures. The call and consult are absolutely free. Call now. Call 800-374-2103. 800-374-2103. 800-374-2103.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-522-5700. 800-522-5700.
Did you know that your largest investment asset might not be your retirement account or home? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. Most people don't realize that their life insurance policy is actually an asset they can sell. But for almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. We've even created a free policy value calculator at abacuspays.com so you can find out in seconds what we might pay for your policy. There are no fees and no obligations, just information. Knowing the value of your life insurance policy is as important as knowing the value of your home, your equity portfolio, or your finances in total. Discover the valuable information you need to understand the current market value for your life insurance, and then get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Visit abacuspays.com to learn more and use our free policy value calculator today.
The Rolling Stones, live. Stones Tour 24, Hackney Diamonds. Sponsored by AARP, June 3rd, Camping World Stadium. The Rolling Stones, the greatest rock and roll band in the world. Tickets on sale now at rollingstones.com. Your chance to see the Stones.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war in term life. Industry rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110, level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call for a free quote today. 800-200-2250. That's 800-200-2250. Don't wait. Call 800-200-2250. 800-200-2250. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
Introducing Tanzite Stone Tile Flooring, a game changer in the tile industry. Say goodbye to the trade-off between durability and easy installation with Tanzite's revolutionary indoor-outdoor stone tile. Visit Tanzite.com to see how our tile is installed without concrete or mortar. Instead, our innovative rubber gasket system connects the tiles together. Each tile coming pre-assembled, you simply grab one and place it. No expertise needed. At Tanzite.com, you can see how our foam-back tiles contour to cover any existing floor while insulating against sound and cold. Beautiful and versatile. Tanzite tile adapts to indoor or outdoor use, from kitchens to patios, on concrete basements or wooden decks. All with the durability of stone that's guaranteed for life. Witness this innovative product yourself and order a sample today at Tanzite.com. That's TANZITE.com.
Need help navigating your will or trust? Visit OneFirmForLife.com today for your free consultation.
Stay tuned to the Jim Colbert Show as we demonstrate our attitude of gratitude. Our thank you segment is sponsored by Life Imaging FLA. Now open. Call pound 250 keyword heart scan. At work, just pretend you're on a Zoom call with us. The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Subscribe and watch.
The problem with the American political system and the reason we can never have a viable third party is because of the corporate capture of our politicians. The solution to that is federally funded campaigns where the political campaigns are paid for with taxpayer dollars, and it's illegal for anybody else to run a commercial for your campaign or to advertise for you to win.
I'm an evangelical Christian. I'm involved in my church. I attend regularly, and I'm a Bible believer and all of that. I voted for Trump the first time, really thought we needed something different in this country. By the time the second came around, I was a little hesitant, but felt that we really didn't have a better option. But I'll tell you what, I will never vote for that man again. At some point, you just have to look at the facts and accept them.
Yeah, I read a piece from another evangelical Monday on my day off that basically was an editorial into, I want to say the USA Today, but I'm not 100 on that. And it was that same kind of theory, that it was a fed-up evangelical Christian who put a lot of faith into former President Trump, only to be let down over and over and over again with seemingly no reservations for his behavior. And that's a far cry, though. Not many of them really do that.
Well, there was that pastor who went viral recently for slamming members of his church who bought the Bible.
Sure thing. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. I totally forgot about that. You know, when you think about the totality of all the things that happen around him as a promoter, that's kind of what he's done as a television person, as a real estate mogul. You know, he's a great promoter. No one can define, no one could disagree with that. But how it has been applied to this and people's faith has been very interesting to watch, to say the least. All right, for us. Oh, we have some Alvin Bragg real quick.
90 years has been public integrity work, including cases involving jurists, local and state electeds, public servants, and others. I want to thank this phenomenal prosecution team, embodying the finest traditions of this office: professionalism, integrity, dedication, and service. They are model public servants, and I am proud and humbled to serve side by side with them.
All right, let's go ahead and what we'll do is we'll pull that down. We'll be able to kind of compile that tomorrow for the show on Friday. I'm sure Alvin Bragg will make more comments, and we'll have more information there. Let's go ahead and you heard it here first.
It's time for You Heard It Here First on The Jim Colbert Show.
And, of course, there's no bigger story today than the fact that former President Donald Trump has been found guilty on all counts in his New York criminal hush money case. People have been gathering outside the courthouse downtown after the verdict was read.
This is how America is supposed to work, and I feel very happy for America. I feel very happy for democracy, because this is how it's supposed to work.
Trump was found guilty of falsifying records before the 2016 election to hide payments to adult film star Stormy Daniels. President Trump addressed reporters after the verdict, saying it was, quote, a rigged, disgraceful trial, end quote, and, quote, the real verdict will be November 5th by the people, end quote. Meanwhile, President Biden says Donald Trump can only be defeated at the ballot box. In a statement shortly after the verdict was handed down, the White House added Trump's guilty verdict in his hush money case shows, quote, no one is above the law, end quote. The statement adds Trump has, quote, always mistakenly believed he would never face consequences for breaking the law for his own personal gain, end quote. And then finally, a little bit of fun and levity on this Thursday.
Where's that? What's that?
Don't be like this guy. A Michigan man with a suspended license in trouble all over again after he logged into a Zoom court hearing while driving.
Wow, dude.
I saw this today. I'm like, oh, Dodo Island?
I know.
Yeah, Knucklehead Island. There you go.
Video of the hearing shows the defendant, Corey Harris, calling into the Zoom call earlier this month. He was pulling into a parking lot at his doctor's office. Now, the judge looks confused for a moment and then confirmed with Harris's lawyer, like, wait a minute. Is he seriously appearing in court for a driving with a suspended license?
It's balls. You got to give it to him.
His lawyer said, yeah. And then the judge then revoked Harris's bond and instructed him to turn himself in to the Washtenaw County Jail. The look on the man's face when he was like, oh yeah. Dude, no.
How did he know? Oh, man. How did he know? I had my window up and everything.
You heard it here first on the Jim Colbert
Thanks,
Show.
Deb. I appreciate that very much. All right. Who do we have to thank today, girl?
Danny Meyering with Orlando Date Night Guide. Also want to thank attorney Glenn Klausman for Colbert Court. Of course, both of those items you can find at JimColbertLive.com. And last but never least, thanks to Sam Bowen and Candace Rich for running that raucous YouTube channel.
Yeah, thanks, guys. We appreciate that very much. Jack, do we have a question of the day?
Yeah, do you listen to audio entertainment in the shower?
Oh, from those easy hours earlier today.
This was a hot one, and we have a lot of votes.
Oh, wow.
72% do.
54% yes.
Wow. That's
okay.
good. Not bad at all. All right, very good. All right. Well, by the way, first things first, I want to thank the audience. Thank you guys very much for calling into the show today and voicing your opinions on what happened today. This is kind of what Real Radio has built itself on for many, many years, allowing the public to speak their mind about things that happen in the community. That would be here in Orlando or nationally or maybe even the state of Florida. Thanks for you for being respectful. We appreciate that as well. We really, really do. We'll have more of this tomorrow for sure. We'll give you all the updates overnight. You can always tune in to Real Radio 104.1 of the Jim Colbert Show for the latest when it comes to news that affects your life every single day. Let's get the hell out of here.
Sounds like a plan.
Big day coming up tomorrow for sure. Hey, on behalf of Deb and Jack, I am Jim. We follow the News Junkie. They follow the monsters in the morning. After us, it's Tom and Dan with a corporate time. It's our buddies with real laughs. And then after us.
Yeah.
But we'll see you at 3 for more of the Jim Colbert Show tomorrow. Until then, have yourself a wonderful Thursday evening.
Bye.
Hey, my little darling baby.
A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan is coming up next on Real Radio 104.1.
Looking at a slow rise.